Too bad you can't just pull everything up on one screen.
Not happening. Jack's tried.
Check. All good, all good.
I'm telling you, Manuch, technology hates me.
Yeah, I just think that you have it's his computer.
Hey, Richie. You suck, brother. How are you? I'll give you the proverbial let's go cue for that second open, okay?
Hey, I'm just glad that they got a platform to go to for this. How about that? Hits at 10:30.
Yeah, I'll give you the let's go then for the top stories. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
No.
Tupac, what happened?
Really? Wow.
Hey,
I
I can't hear you at
Well,
all,
just-
Richie. I can't. What the fuck is going
Just
on?
adjust it,
It's
Jimmy.
because he has a programming up.
Just adjust it.
Okay.
You can do it.
He's a programming
Oh, boy.
up. That's why.
It's just programming right for the 99th time. Turn it down.
I know where it is.
Just turn it down.
I couldn't hear anything.
Just adjust it. Just go, Smalls.
Jeez. Don't touch it, Manuch.
No, I'm not. I think that's for your mouth.
I know.
That's
I know.
for your ear.
But you were working everything. It was going.
I think we busted Jimmy.
Hey everybody, we say good afternoon, and the heat is definitely on as we have now officially set the record for consecutive days over 110 degrees, and it's just going to get even hotter. You might as well just say, okay, I give up, because that's exactly what I've done. Manuch, how you holding
I'm
up?
doing good, but here's the thing: we get those winds at 25 to 25 miles an hour.
I had like 50.
Well, yeah, but you know when it gets to, well, that was last night when the monsoons came in, and but you know when it gets to 115, 117, you get those breezes. I mean, the wind chill factor's got to be 112.
I'm not buying you one.
It cools you down.
Yeah.
That's why you keep applying the water on your neck, your face, your arms, all the above. So yeah, it's. I'll tell you what, guys. I grew up here. I've been here since 1960, just a few short years ago. And I got to tell you what, I've never, as you just mentioned, Jimmy, set the record over 110, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and we're going to be 110 plus up until next Sunday. So, folks, stay cool.
Yep.
Make sure that you, with the monsoon season hitting, the way the official monsoon hit last night.
Right.
Make sure you call State 48 Roofing and go to state40roofing.com and get those roofs checked right now before the rains start to hit. Matter of fact, they got rain up in Anthem,
Tucson.
Northwest, got it Tucson. So the rain, the moisture is hitting the ground somewhere.
Just not where it needs to be.
Arizona's
At my house.
Arizona's the only place where the meteorologists say, well, it's just too hot for it to hit the ground. So yeah, sometimes we're just too hot. But
Oh man.
it was nice to get that little bit of the dust storm that came in. You guys saw it out there in Sun Lakes. And coming up this way, but now we just need some rain
Yeah, I know.
just to flush it all away.
All right, Richie, let's get it. Well, baseball returns for the Arizona Diamondbacks as they had yesterday off. They are now in hot Atlanta, and they will play against the best team in all of Major League Baseball, beginning their series tonight against the Atlanta Braves. But the game maybe is secondary, Manuch, to a top story, which we're going to inform you right now, because you may struggle to find the Arizona Diamondback baseball games on TV. The reason? Well, Valley Sports will cease to carry those games after their owner, Diamond Sports, could not agree with the team on favorable terms of a new payment structure. Thus, the bankruptcy operation is now in full progress. Diamond Sports requests to cease operations as the D-backs television partner. Manuch, that means Major League Baseball is now immediately in control.
Yeah, to kind of summarize what you just said, Jimmy, a judge ruled this morning. I mean, folks, this hit like about 10:30 our time. He ruled Tuesday in favor of Diamond Sports' request to cease operations as a D-backs TV partner, moving the team's broadcast to MLB control immediately. When I talk about immediately, this was a fast-moving train downhill. Now, the Diamondbacks shortly thereafter, because Jimmy, you and I hit this, we had our little review at 10:30 this morning. It was just coming down,
Right.
and it was because it was very fluid at the time. Did not quite sure what MLB was going to do, and there was a lot of prognostications and speculation. Well, so the Diamondbacks came out and announced the games were locally for the Phoenix area on Cox cable subscribers on YourView Channel 4 and Channel 7 in Tucson. So if you got Cox, let me say that again. It'll be on YourView Channel 4 here in the Valley and Channel 7 down in Cox. Now, if you got DirecTV, they'll carry the games on Channel 686-3. That's 686-3. And Spectrum will carry the channel on 304. And Comcast Infinity will show D-backs games on Channel 1261. Okay, so let me say that one more time. Cox Cable, YourView Channel 4 here in the Valley, Channel 7 in Tucson. DirecTV, Channel 686-3. Spectrum will carry them on Channel 304. And Comcast Xfinity will show D-backs games on Channel 1261. So that's kind of the latest. And also, games will be available on Fubo and DirecTV Stream. Well, there's an additional streaming option for the team's game for $19.99 per month on MLB.com.
You know, this is
MLB.tv.
This is extremely frustrating. And I know people that have worked at Valley for a long time, and now all of their jobs are in jeopardy. It appears that MLB is going to continue with the regular broadcast teams and the production unit. So none of that apparently is going to change, at least for now. But there are going to be people that are going to be looking for work. And it just goes back, once again, to those stupid-ass suits that run everything. And if they're not getting as much money as they think they need, they're millions and millions of dollars, and they put great people out of work, which is what is taking place right now. I hate you guys. You guys just suck.
Jimmy, let me add this as well, too. Fans will be able to view streams for free on MLB.com and DBacks.com through Sunday. So you kind of get that free looky-loo, if you will. So you'll get it for free streaming on MLB.com and DBacks.com.
And that is just
through Sunday. Through Sunday. And here's the thing, to your point, Jimmy. You just wonder when they put all this money out there to carry the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Texas Rangers, all that Diamond Sports put out there, and you look at the tune of $30 to $32 million per year, you go, okay, with your business plan, why all of a sudden you got to reorganize? Did you not get out ahead of it? Now, I know COVID hit a couple of years ago, that being the factor, but sometimes you wonder, to your point, that there's not some coffers or some kind of a fund to help carry them through.
Like a slush fund.
Like a slush fund, whatever it is. But MLB did come in and kind of save the day for now.
Yes.
And quite frankly, I think this will lead to very much like the Phoenix Suns with Matt Ishbia going to local TV next year for the Suns and the Mercury on Channel 3 and Channel 5.
Right.
And I wonder if Derek Hall and the CEO and president of Diamondbacks doesn't follow suit, or maybe he sticks with a YourView and the setup they have right now. YourView on Cox or whatever that directed dish is to carry your games, I think would be the simple scenario. So those are some of the things I look at that they will have to be forced to move forward on.
If you're a television station owner in this market, now obviously the big networks can, ABC, CBS,
NBC.
ABC and Fox, they can't because they're structured with their programming. But somebody like a Channel 3, which is independent, somebody like the CW, which is independent, somebody like Channel 7 is independent.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, you would think that those people would reach out and say, hey, we'll cut you a deal and you can air those games here.
Channel 4 and 7 are cable, Jimmy. Those are part of Cox's network. So they're independent of having programming, but they're still cable.
Right.
The regular TV is just Channel 3, 5, 12, 10, 15. To your point, their ducks in order as far as programming. So but I think with Derek Hall, we'll try to track Derek down the next couple of days, is I would think that they don't want to have any conflicting scenarios with the Suns once the season starts. So if the Suns have got their deal dialed in on Channel 3 and Channel 5, they'll show their games. So if you're the Diamondbacks, you got to be careful you don't go there as well and get preempted or have to find somewhere else since they already got their deal with the Suns.
Right. Okay, fair enough. The Diamondbacks do indeed play tonight. They have that 3-game series starting with the Braves, and right now D-backs are 52-42, and they're in third place in the National League West. Zach Davies on the mound this evening for the D-backs. Manuch against the best team in baseball.
Yeah, and I just kind of shake my head because
I can see that.
Zach Davies has really been struggling when you watch him these last couple of games. He's 1-5 on the year, guys. 6.37 ERA. Got lit up. He'll be going against Elder tonight. He's 7-2, 2.97 ERA.
Braves are good.
Braves are good. I think right now in all of Major League Baseball, they're the best team as far as rotation, hitting, their bullpen. 61-31, the best record in all of Major League Baseball. Here's a little nugget.
Okay.
31-17 at home. They don't lose at home, Jimmy.
Wow.
They're pretty strong at home. It's Zach Davies who's really scuffled and struggled. Interesting to see what happens to him eventually. We're going to catch up with Bob Nightingale of USA Today, columnist, and get his thoughts about this Diamondbacks team I feel, are going to be buyers, but what this team needs to do as far as the buying market and how much of those prospects are they going to have to trade away.
Well, Manuch, both of us have agreed on this. They need pitching.
Pitching,
and they're not
bullpen,
right. They're not going to trade away their core. We know that. But if they could acquire at least another starting arm,
I would agree,
and find somebody who could shut the door once in a while in the bullpen, that would pay dividends. And look, I said this before the All-Star break. I felt that was the last time we were going to see the Diamondbacks in first place in the National League West. I want to be wrong. I'm afraid that I might be right here. But they are still in great shape for a wild card.
Sure.
So there's no reason to panic. There's plenty of baseball left.
And look, hey, you could see, maybe 3 or 4 weeks from now, if they can play 500 baseball, the Dodgers hit a slump, which I doubt, or the Giants hit a slump. But you never know.
Yeah.
You get 5 or 6 back. You got to be careful. All of a sudden, you're not 8, 9, 10 games back. You got to stay within, I think, at least 5 games these next 2 months and then make your move, hopefully. But with Merrill Kelly out, maybe you go get another starter.
Got to.
You have to, because right now, with the bats basically ice cold and this starting rotation struggling and then the bullpen struggling, Jimmy, it's like the perfect storm against this Diamondback team right now.
Right. Hey, we've got a great show lined up for you today. Coming up roughly in about 15 minutes from now, we're going to do some NFL conversation. Kyle Vanden Bosch will be our guest. In the 2 o'clock hour, we will do our pick'em contest with Manuch's favorite guy, Jim Bob Morris, El Bandito Yankee Tequila, as it is a Barrio Queen Taco Tuesday and an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. And we are broadcasting live today at the Barrio Queen in Idaho. That's how
we didn't go that far north, Jimmy.
Boy, that's a long drive.
We were basically at 75th Avenue and Bell Road. Yeah, just wherever you're coming from, it's just off of Bell Road. Just go east, go down to the 75th Avenue stoplight, do a U-turn, come back up, and there's Barrio Queen. There's myself, there's Jimmy, there's Jax. So what I like to say, we got it going on for Barrio Queen Taco Tuesday.
I can tell you this, the furthest that I have been on the 101 is State Farm Stadium.
That's it.
So you came 4 more miles north. You didn't go to Flagstaff.
No, I don't take this road to Flagstaff. I go 17. Come on now.
God forbid Jimmy get out of the city once in a great while.
Oh, good God.
We were going to send that Fox Sports 910 helicopter for you.
I wish you would have.
But they don't go down to North Tucson, Jimmy. They got limits as well, too.
All right, everybody. This is where we are located. Barrio Queen. It's always show up on Tuesdays at a different Barrio Queen in the Valley. And just like Manuch said, we are at the one here on Bell Road. Next up, it will be our Chevy dealers' Sounds of the Night. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jax and Richie. Fox Sports 910.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. # sexy roof status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service. Delivering for America.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
For the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Queen hanging out on Bell Road. That's right. 75th and Bell Road is where you can find us. It is indeed Taco Tuesday, and it is El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Manuch, it is time for our Valley Chevy Dealers Sounds of the Night. I found this interesting that we put in the Southeast Conference Media Days, okay? And everybody's probably saying, well, why are you doing media days from the Southeast Conference? Well, because they are the craziest conference of anybody. They just do whatever they want to do. They didn't expand to 9 games. They stayed at 8 games, which means always before they play their last regular season game, they will play somebody like Savannah State.
Or Stanford, or Bangor, Maine Tech. I saw Catawba Tech on the Alabama schedule there at the very end. Yeah, they pretty much, it's the SEC and then the rest of them, Jimmy.
That's it.
It really is.
It really is.
They outspend. They go out and grab the Oklahomas and Texas of the world, the Texas A&Ms of the world, the Missouris of the world. Basically, they're not afraid to spend. And I guess it kind of pays off because guess who has all the national championships the last several years we look at it.
That is correct.
God bless them. You just hope sooner or later somebody can knock them off. But it's just very difficult because you're not going to outspend
the SEC.
No, I agree with you 100%. So here is Brian Kelly, the head coach at LSU. Look, he came in and did yeoman's work last year. LSU was supposed to be just awful, and he took them to a winning record. And here's Brian Kelly then speaking at the Southeast Conference Media Days on the Tigers' expectations.
Well, I think it's natural into year two that you have higher expectations. So they know that this football team has improved. We took over a team that had 39 scholarships, and we got to the SEC West Championship. Now, that's not enough. That's not the standard at LSU. But that next step is getting to the playoffs and giving this team an opportunity to win a championship. So I like the expectations. That's why he came down here from the very beginning. It was to be challenged by the best, and I believe that the best is in the SEC.
Go ahead. Can I say what I think he said without saying it?
Go ahead.
It's nice to come down to LSU where I have no recruiting restrictions. I got plenty of NIL money.
Yes.
And it's going to be great for me to finally be able to win a championship without having my hands tied, a.k.a. at Notre Dame.
You got it.
So I heard a lot of that without him having to say it in a very subtle and classy way that I can really win a lot down here at LSU because there's no holds barred. Be careful about what you do internally. Look at Les Miles, what happened there.
Yep.
So I think that
and Ed
Orgeron, but not to say that he's got carte blanche. He does money wise, but just be careful of what you do because I think the administration, the president, will be looking at these guys closely after you have so many wins abandoned by Les Miles and with Ed Orgeron. So I think it'll be a closer look, but I think he's smart enough to know.
Yeah,
just keep your eye on the prize. But don't do anything illegal because it will catch up with you with all of the stuff they've had at SEC.
All right, I want to move to Major League Baseball because I happened to see this last night, and it is funny when you watch it on TV. It's a game between Cincinnati and San Francisco. The game gets suspended because a monsoon moves in to Cincinnati in the 8th inning of this game. So what does that mean? Well, it means the grounds crew, they got to go out and try to, because it's an open air stadium, and get the tarp on the field. Now, I know that you'll hear the audio clip here, but if you get a chance later in the day, try to find the clip because guys are getting trapped underneath the tarp. We'll play it for you right now. Thank you to Bally Sports.
Did we speak too soon? Someone else get eaten by the tarp? Oh, look out.
I'm in. Gotta move.
Close.
High stepping.
Oh, boy, there we go.
Mayday.
Oh,
He got eaten by the tarp.
He's under there.
They're not even stopping. No pause.
Somebody's got to get him out of there.
Behind. Then for your...
No, man. Got the tarp because it is so rainy and so windy and it happens so quickly that the tarp is flying everywhere.
Well, and what they do a lot of times, you see guys pulling it.
Yes.
But these guys had the handle. They're running with it. As they're ready to put it down, it covers them.
Yes.
And the one guy got out of there. The other guy gets caught up underneath the tarp. Can you imagine if you're claustrophobic? Now, they don't lay this bad boy down, but they'll put bricks on it. They'll put stuff on
hold it down.
It's heavy enough to lay down on its own ground. But, that's classic. Getting caught under the tarp.
I'm telling you, it is worth the price if you get an opportunity to check it out. Dial it up. Just Cincinnati ground crew get caught under the tarp. It is pretty funny. All right, so I was watching the end of this game, and it is the Los Angeles Angels and the New York Yankees. The Angels win the game in extra innings in 10 innings. However, the Yankees are in control of this game late until, you guessed it, Shohei Ohtani makes an appearance at the plate.
There's a fly ball, left center field. Did he get it up? He flips the bat. Bader's at the wall. It's gone. It's tied. Shohei Ohtani, his 35th home run, and it's 3-3.
I'm telling you, he is worth the price of admission.
Why would you, and we'll catch up with Bob Nightingale here at 2:30 with USA Today baseball columnist, why would you trade him? Why, if you're going to bring fans into the stadium, and you pay him his $500, $600 million, why would you trade him? Why would you do that when he is the fixture? He's all about the marketing. He's all about the outfield fences, everything you imagine. I can't imagine that Artie Moreno the owner of the Angels would trade him based on the business succession now that he's not going to sell the team.
And here's the other factor. Look at all the ancillary money he makes away from baseball. They show the media area. It is full of Japanese reporters and television people and newspaper people. I mean, he is an international star. I agree, Manuch. They should not trade him. He needs to stay. All right, so then the game is tied. Get in the 10th inning, and this is the way it ended. Thank you again to Bally Sports.
Outfield is very shallow. Stefanik gets a line drive, base hit, down the left field line, launch around third, he's going to score! The game winner from Michael Stefanik! Say goodnight to the Yankees! The Angels pull it off in 10!
Now, you know what's interesting? Guess who's in last place in the American League East?
That would be the New York Yankees.
That is correct.
Yeah, and the Yankees and the Angels aren't far behind them in the American League West.
You're right.
As far as having a bad team, and the Yankees are having a real rough West Coast swing right now. They go to Colorado. I think the Rockies beat them a couple of times there. I was there when they showed up that Friday night. And then they're going to Anaheim and get a comeback victory. But since Aaron Judge has been hurt, I think they've lost 15 out of 17 now, that being the Yankees.
Well, they just lost Josh Donaldson, too. He's gone to the list, the injured list, because he is out now with an injury. Dodgers continue to do what the Dodgers continue to do. They beat Baltimore last night 6-4. They were trailing late in the game. It was in the top of the 6th inning, and then the Dodger bats come alive. Thank you to Sportsnet for this highlight.
Draws this ball, left center field, way back, it is gone! Chris Taylor, go-home grand slam! What a shot! Dodgers take a 6-4 lead.
There you go. So that's how they win, Manuch. They find ways to win.
I think of that song, Ain't No Stopping Us Now, right?
Oh, boy.
They've won 8 out of the last 10. The D-backs now 2.5 games back in third place. And, they're just that kind of an organization that they just continue to have that consistency throughout their entire team. And so much of that is that organization, how they coach these guys up, how they get them ready for the Major League Baseball. And I just watch this Dodgers team and you go, okay, we're seeing the same old. They may win the division, may not. But if they do win the division, can they finally get to a World Series
again?
When time after time, they win the National League West, or they falter in the first round or the second round of the playoffs. So again, Dodgers are going nowhere fast in a good way.
Yeah. If you're a Dodger fan, you're loving life right now. That is the Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night. It's all presented by your Chevy Summer Drive. That's right. See your Valley Chevy dealers today because they have great offers on every vehicle. That's correct. You can find that new car, truck, crossover, or SUV, or even a certified pre-owned vehicle, and you can do it today. Summer's hot. We all know that here in the Valley, and so are the deals continuing at your Valley Chevy dealers. Just go to your Valley Chevy dealers today. Check out valleychevydealers.com. Well, the Arizona Cardinals report next Tuesday. That is the 25th. What will be the pitfalls for this young coaching staff and what has to be focused in camp? Former Cardinal defensive end Kyle Vanden Bosch. He's going to join us next to discuss. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Former Coyotes forward Alex Galchenyuk will participate in the NHL's Player Assistance Program following last week's arrest in Scottsdale for a hit and run. The police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. The Diamondbacks resume play today. They open a series with the Braves. Zach Davies on the mound. Starting today, the Diamondbacks TV broadcast will be handled by Major League Baseball after a bankruptcy court approved Diamond Sports' termination of the agreement with the team. Games will no longer be broadcast on Bally Sports. Also in action, the Mercury. They start the second half of their season taking on the Sun. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers. Or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Attention homeowners, cyber thieves are now coming for you. There have been huge losses from title fraud. Over 83 million property owners are at risk. Many companies you hear of offer title monitoring. This does not protect your title from being stolen. It only notifies you that the crime has occurred. EquityProtect.com doesn't just monitor. We will actually protect your title and equity with our patented technology. For only pennies a day, you can have confidence that your title and property cannot be stolen. Don't just monitor your home's title, protect it. Only EquityProtect.com will lock down your property's title and equity. With EquityProtect.com, cyber thieves cannot access or steal your property's title. Go to tryequityprotect.com to sign up or schedule a free consultation to see if your home is at risk. When you go there, use promo code Radio50 to save $50 on the initial sign up. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to tryequityprotect.com. That's tryequityprotect.com and protect your financial future.
From the versatile EQB to the sublime EQS sedan, Mercedes-Benz makes electric extraordinary. The vehicle's all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, everybody, we're hanging out here in Glendale. That's right. That's where you can find us on Bell Road at 75th. And we are here at the Barrio Queen. It is Taco Tuesday and an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Which brings us to our upcoming guest, Kyle Vanden Bosch, former Cardinal defensive lineman, edge rusher, does everything, sold popcorn, Pepsi, everything, you name it.
Whatever it took, Jimmy.
Whatever it took. And Kyle, before I bring you onto the show, let me do this first, and then I want to get your opinion on this. The State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just go to state48roofing.com. And you can follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. And here it is. During the Cardinals preseason, should the Cardinals play their starters a lot or save them for the regular season? Just two options. One, save them. Two, play and get some chemistry. Welcome to the show always, Kyle. Where are you on that particular question? I'm just curious.
I think you have to play them a lot. I'm of that opinion anyways. Look, we bubble wrapped the team through the preseason last year, and we all saw how that turned out. The only way you get better as a football player and as a team is to give reps, and it's not just practice reps. It's reps against live action, against other teams, against teams that have a different game plan, and especially in the Cardinals situation, yes. I mean, you've got a completely new offensive system. You've got a completely new defensive system. You can't just practice these against each other. You've got to practice them against other teams, and you've got to do it with the guys that are going to be on the field on Sundays. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, whether it be just the first 2 preseason games, but the NFL has already shortened the preseason. It's only 3 games. It's hard enough with the NFLPA and the NFL with all the agreements they came to about how to protect players in training camp and the off season. It's hard enough to get any sort of semblance of live reps. You need to take advantage of every opportunity. Again, you get the impression that Jonathan Gannon and Nick Lawless and Drew Petzing, they have a vision and they have an idea, but there's going to be some trial and error there. They're going to need to try some things in the preseason that they may have to scrap because of the people that we have on the football field, or just because of how it looks against a real live actual defense. So I think, I don't know what your poll results look like, but I would have to imagine almost every fan would love to see starters play in the preseason. But aside from that, I think there's tremendous value in getting those live reps against another team.
Well, so far to answer your question, playing good chemistry, 87.5%, Kyle. Save them 12.5%. You can also go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. And unlike you, I could not believe what the former staff was doing, saving these guys and bubble wrapping, as you mentioned. And then I watched the Philadelphias, the Chiefs, a lot of preseason games last summer just to kind of see, okay, how much do they play, how much do they not play. Well, Andy Reid had his teams play at least a half, I think, in all 3 of the preseason games. And the one thing, Kyle, it was very noticeable the very first game of the year there at State Farm, which is right down the street from us, how much more sharp, in sync they were than the Cardinals since they had played that much more preseason.
Yeah, and it's a bit of old school thinking, and I know there's all the sports science now about how much you can work in condition and before you reach a certain stress level, but you've got to callous the body. I mean, if you have your first live action with pads, and that occurs in the first regular season game, to me, that's a much larger injury risk than doing hitting and having contact throughout training camp. I mean, you've got to learn, again, your body, you know this, Manuch. I mean, your first 4 or 5 days putting that helmet back on, your neck hurts. It's sore. I mean, and the same with shoulder pads. It's your body has to get in hitting condition, not just running condition, not just get in athletic shape. I mean, you've got to do things to condition your body. And to your point, not just the Chiefs, but I believe the Eagles played some of their players in the preseason, and a lot of the teams that made runs deep into the playoffs that were the healthiest come week 7 entering the playoffs were teams that did play their starters in the preseason.
Why do you think some coaches went away from that when you just referenced that it shows if you do work your starters a little bit, at least in the preseason, it does pay dividends right out of the gate? Where did that kind of come from, Kyle? Can you kind of set us up on that and fill us in?
Yeah, just from my memory, I believe the Rams were the first to not play starters at all throughout the preseason.
Yeah.
And this was a number of years, and this was when John McVay had that team rolling. Now, a friend of mine was their head strength coach at the time, and I asked him about it. I was like, how do you get ready for a regular season when you're not playing any preseason games with your starters? And they did things throughout the course of a practice week. They would practice against other teams. They would have actually live drills against each other in practice, but they just didn't want that added risk during the preseason games. And you know how the NFL is. It worked for the Rams through, for a number of years. They were successful in the regular season. They made a couple of postseason runs, and it's just a copycat league. And, again, I'm all for data. I'm all for sports science. I think it's done tremendous things, not just for the game of football, but for sports in general. But, I was back at a Lions training camp practice. It's been a number of years now, and they had those GPS chips, and they would track acceleration, distance run at practice. And if a player hit a certain threshold, he would have to sit out the next practice. He took too many steps. He accelerated too quickly. And, my question was, well, how do you know what you have in a player in an overtime game? How do you know which guys are going to be able to function and step up in the fourth quarter when, 75% of the games can be won or lost in the second half of the fourth quarter. And that's when you need to dig deep, but you don't know. You're guessing and hoping about which guys can function when their bodies are completely fatigued because they haven't reached that threshold at all throughout practice or throughout training camp.
Do you think, Kyle, I mean, we're not scientists or physical therapists, but, many, many years ago, we didn't see, I think, as many of these soft tissue injuries or some of the things you see right up front in the season because of lack of, I'm just going out and say it, physicality at a camp or pushing yourself through or breaking through that window to make sure that you're completely healthy versus waning your way into the first 4 games of the year. When we were playing, we're good from the jump that first game of the year.
Yeah, and I've been in training camps and practices where your preparation was so hard. The games almost felt easy. Like you weren't necessarily. I mean, there's games where you can't get out of bed on a Monday morning, but there were games where you didn't feel like you played a game some Monday mornings because your body was so conditioned. I think that's definitely part of it. Another part of it is look, Manuch, let's be honest. These players nowadays have a lot more muscles than you had. So that's probably why you didn't have any soft tissue or muscle.
Wait a second. Well, if any other quarterback could do a set of 3 at 300, I want to see him, okay, on that bench press. So where you at on that, Big? Hey, in our day, I got to tell you, you bring up something. There was a lot more, I felt, heavy lifting, more body lifting because of all the shots you took. You need to kind of have that self-preservation, and you included, Kyle, where more it's bands and dumbbells and this and that. I'm like, well, how are you protecting yourself? I just got done watching The Quarterback on Netflix. You'd love that, Kyle. The shots that
I loved it.
The shots that Kirk Cousins was taking and Mahomes and Mariota, and those guys lift, they work out, they run, and I thank God because how do you sustain that for 17 games and maybe 3 or 4 more to a Super Bowl? You got to grind with the free weights, I feel.
Yeah, you know what? To your point, this series is incredible. Anybody that hasn't watched it, I recommend just the amount of work and preparation and what they have to do to get ready physically and mentally for a game on Sundays. I mean, you have, no idea. To me, look, here's what's impressive. People think Patrick Mahomes goes out there and it's schoolyard, backyard football where he just kind of runs around and throws a football. One, his film study and game preparation is off the charts. But 2, he is going through 4 heavy, difficult workouts 2 days before games. I mean, his Friday workouts with his private trainer. I mean, he's getting it. And this isn't just, week 1, 2, 3 when your body still feels good. This was on a high ankle sprain right before the Super Bowl or right before the AFC Championship game. Like, anybody. You probably hear this all the time, Manuch. Like, I probably could have made it if I didn't have this injury, or I could have done it if this happened. Like, I mean, you're giving up almost all of your life to the game to be dedicated, and it's not a 9-to-5 job where you check out when you get home. When you get home, you're still doing things to recover, to take care of your body mentally. Kirk Cousins mentally studying how to recite back the plays while he's driving home. And it's absolutely incredible, the time and the commitment
2 minutes
that any NFL player, if they want to sustain a career, that they have to have, but quarterbacks in particular.
Kyle Vanden Bosch is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Kyle, if that's the case, how difficult is it in today's game where now you have incorporated Thursday night games?
Ooh.
Does that just double the pain and the preparation prior to that Thursday night game?
And they showed that Minnesota clip with them having to go play Thursday. They did a whole lot of nothing for 3 days, Kyle.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. I played 3 seasons in Detroit, so we always had the early window on Thanksgiving. And it's walkthroughs, but it's again, talk about, what's pretty incredible. And Kirk Cousins talked about this. Like, there's days you wake up on a Monday and you don't know how you're going to do it the next Sunday, but by Friday, you can flip a switch and you feel great by game day. And it's just amazing what the human body can do to heal itself in that short amount of time. But the turnaround from a Sunday to a Thursday is so difficult, particularly, even playing in the early window. I was fine playing on a Thursday, but just give me the afternoon, give me a few more hours to get my body warmed up for this Thursday game, and I felt like I'd have been better. It's like, every extra minute, every extra second you get to recover for that next game. It's just a constant battle of trying to get your body ready for the next week. And the fact that I believe teams could potentially play multiple Thursday games this year, get flexed into a Thursday. It's man, that's it's hard. And it's honestly, it's not safe. I understand, the NFL to a large degree cares more about viewership and revenue than they do player safety, but I think it's something that will be addressed in the next collective bargaining agreement, because it's not safe for the players.
It's always great, pal, when you take time with us. Have a great weekend. Try to stay cool in 118 degrees.
Yeah, right. That's not happening.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
We'll see you, pal.
Thanks, Seth.
There you go. Kyle Vanden Bosch. He's all brought to you by All City Towing, and All City Towing is continuing to grow, and they are looking for you. That's right. If you need a new gig that pays well and has terrific benefits, get online right now and go to allcitytowing.com and hit careers. That's allcitytowing.com/careers. They have excellent pay and wonderful benefits, including a 401k where they have a 50% match option. You can't go wrong. It's fun. You're out in the vehicle having a great time. It's allcitytowing.com and hit careers. Check them out. If you want that new job, they've got one for you. Just go to allcitytowing.com for more information. All right, coming up, we're going to take you back in time. It is on this day. Roc and Manuch with Sports 910.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
We love Dame. It's time for them to move on. It's best for Dame. If he gets to Miami or some other contender, it's best for him. And it's best for the franchise, because these young guys need room to just grow and do their thing and see what they can become.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner & Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner & Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I'm looking for fuel injector cleaner. Right now, buy a bottle of Chevron Techron Complete Fuel System Cleaner and get one free. Only at AutoZone.
Will it also help with my mileage?
Get everything you need to restore your performance in MPGs.
Get in the zone.
Wait, is it good for trucks too?
Whatever vehicle you have, you can find the right products and parts at AutoZone.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back.
If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past.
A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture.
You're live.
Hey, everybody, we're hanging out at the Barrio Queen here in Glendale on Bell Road at 75th. That's right. You can find us here. It is Taco Tuesday. Also, El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. And it is time to take you back in time.
We're going to go back in time, way back to 1969, while the Joe Willie Namath agreed to sell his interest in Bachelors 3 to stay in the National Football League. So let me kind of give you the story here, folks. He had invested in Bachelors 3 there in New York.
Yeah, which was a bar.
Which is a bar, restaurant, bar, club,
Yes.
all the above. A great place. But come to find out, the National Football League said that his partners basically were part of the, they were very well connected.
Just say mafia.
They were part of the mafia, exactly. Yeah, they were. So Pete Rozelle says, look, if you don't divest from this place, we're going to suspend you from the National Football League. I think initially they did. And Joe Willie says, you know what, maybe I've only been in the league, 4 or 5 years. I've got another 5 or 6 years left in me. I still want to play in the National Football League. Yeah, this was after they had the Super Bowl victory against the Colts.
Yes, that is right.
So Joe Willie was very wise decision to sell out from those individuals. And I think it was soon thereafter, within a year or two, that it closed down. 1970, you remember the Say Hey Kid?
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, at the age of 39, strokes a single off of Montreal's Mike Wegener for his 3,000th hit. Mays hit safely. His hit comes safety in the 2,639th game, and he joins Hank Aaron, who stroked his 3,000th with a month earlier. Aaron has his hit in his 2,460th game. The Giants coast to a victory 10-1. Thinking about that. And we watched Willie in 1970. I think I'm 7th or 8th grade. You were just waiting because NBC, the game of the week, was always trying to get Willie on from Candlestick or Hank Aaron or any of those guys to kind of time it out to see when he'd get that hit. Well, it was, you look at it, and nowadays, July 18th, 1970, he finally got that 3,000th hit.
Is Mays the best overall player ever in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, Jimmy, I got to tell you, I mean, he and Hank Aaron both. I think Willie was more of a runner, a little faster.
Yeah, Mays has his stolen bases are tremendous.
Willie was, I think, the first one of the greatest, if not the greatest, 5-tool guy, I think what you're alluding to. And me growing up and watching a lot of stuff and watching him play, yeah, I would have to say as far as all around, I mean, there's probably a top 5.
Oh, I'm sure.
But the Say Hey Kid, as far as home runs, base hits, doubles, triples, stolen bases, outfield play, his arm, I mean, you could say he was like a 7-8 tool kind of player when you think of the Say Hey Kid.
He was the stuff.
1986 in the British Open, which is going on this week, by the way.
Yeah.
We're going to catch up with Steve Jones, who is the U.S. Open champ in 1996, played very well in the 1996 Open. He's going to join us on Thursday at 1:30 and talk about this course. But in 1986, the British Open Golf, Turnberry, Australian Greg Norman wins his first major championship at even par, 5 strokes clear of runner-up Gordon J. Brand.
Whoever that was.
I have no idea who that guy is. This is kind of sad. This kind of lingered on for several years. Back in 1989, Donnie Moore, 35, shoots himself to death at his home after shooting and critically wounding his estranged wife, Tanya. Now, friends say Moore was haunted by the 2-run home run he surrendered to Dave Henderson in Game 5 of the 1986 AL American League Championship Series, costing the Angels, who he was playing for, a trip to the World Series, and that he had been even more depressed since his release that month in Omaha. Now, Donnie Moore gave up the game-tying or game-winning home run. They go on into the 7th game, and the A's go on and win, and they move on.
Right.
So he carried that he came in relief for many, many years, and then a couple years later, that next year got released by Omaha.
It was awful.
Just very, very sad. In 1993, the Braves obtained a guy by the name of Fred McGriff, crime dog, from the Padres in exchange for minor leaguers Melvin Nieves and Donnie Elliott. You think that's one of those that they regretted to let the crime dog go to Atlanta?
Oh, Melvin and Donnie. I remember them.
Sure.
Where they were like Milli Vanilli.
So let me ask you this, Jimmy B.
Yeah.
Since you like that trivia stuff, you can relate. Was it as bad as the Cubs trading a guy by the name of Lou Brock to the St. Louis Cardinals as much as the crime dog being traded from the Padres to Atlanta?
Lou Brock was a different kind of player. He was personified speed, a great base stealer as well, and a terrific player. But McGriff had that home run power. And you might remember that he was part, I believe, of one of the famous TV commercials and where they did Chicks Dig the Long Ball.
Yes, that's right.
And he was part of that. And look, all I'm telling you is Fred McGriff could hit.
The one thing Fred McGriff also did, he captured the marketing market of playing, catching, hitting, fielding with the young guys as far as putting those tapes at. And last but not least, back in 2021, a couple years ago, British Opens men's golf at Royal St. George Golf Club. American Colin Morikawa becomes the first male in history to win his debut at two separate major events, the 2020 PGA Championship, and he beats Jordan Spieth by 2 strokes. How about that? Your first 2 majors, you win them.
And you win them.
You win them.
Isn't that incredible? I mean, how that kind of plays out. And now Morikawa's been kind of struggling a little bit. Look, I'm kind of excited about the British Open. They had photos of the course. It looks like a freaking goat path.
Well,
is what it looks like.
Whether it's in Scotland or England or Ireland, they all look like goat paths.
They do.
I mean, the ghost got done mowing the lawn about 2 weeks ago.
It's amazing. Hey, everybody. Coming up in hour number 2, our El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em Contest with the founder of El Bandito Yankee Tequila, Jim Bob Morris. Also, baseball columnist Bob Nightingale of USA Today. He's going to drop by, and we're going to talk about the D-backs getting ready to go against the Braves tonight. We're broadcasting here today at the Barrio Queen in Glendale. You can find us right here, Bell Road at 75th. Come on out, say hi. Jax is here. He'll sign autographs for you. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
I often get asked, how can Lerner and Rowe effectively handle DUI and criminal cases when you guys are a personal injury law firm? The answer is simple. We're good at it. Lerner and Rowe Law Group is a separate law firm from Lerner Rowe Injury Attorneys, and we have some of the most experienced criminal defense attorneys available, including one of only a few certified criminal attorneys in Arizona who have handled thousands of criminal and DUI cases. And we offer affordable payment plans. Getting the defense you need is one phone call away.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer's here and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
It pays to listen. Open your free iHeartRadio app and listen to this station to be entered to win $5,000. Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry. The more you listen, the more chances you have to win. Download the free iHeartRadio app for access to winning like never before.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Are you shivering in the cold or sweating buckets in the heat? Say goodbye to discomfort with the AC Doctors same-day heating or cooling installation service.
AC Doctors, the only doctors who still make house calls. How can we transform your indoor comfort?
Help! I need a top-notch HVAC system installed pronto. Can you make it happen?
Absolutely. Our skilled technicians will make you feel just right before you can say perfect temperature.
Don't suffer any longer. Trust family-run AC Doctors with over 20 years of experience for prompt and efficient same-day installation. For year-round comfort, call the AC Doctors, 602-767-7435, or visit theacdoctors.com to make your perfect temperature our priority.
This July, premium entertainment's on us. Xfinity Flex unlocks access to shows, movies, and music so you can always try something new for free each week. Like singing hits with Stingray Karaoke, exploring shows from abroad with Acorn TV, sampling everything available on Max, like Season 3 of The Righteous Gemstones, falling in love with picks from Hallmark Movies Now, and turning up with iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. Discover new free content across the best streaming apps every week of the year. No strings attached. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Diamondbacks resume play today in the series opener against the Braves. Zach Davies will get the start. Also starting today, the Diamondbacks TV broadcast will be handled by Major League Baseball. After a bankruptcy court approved Diamond Sports' termination of the agreement with the team, games will no longer be broadcast on Bally Sports. In action also, the Mercury, they begin the second half of their season, taking on the Connecticut Sun. Former Coyotes forward Alex Galchenyuk will participate in the NHL's Player Assistance Program following last week's arrest in Scottsdale for a hit and run. The police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
We continue with this heat wave. Temperatures today getting up to about 116 degrees. Plenty of sunshine out there. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those temperatures dipping down to around 93 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Chalupa Supreme Beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and medium drink. Taco Bell's $5 Cravings Box is packed as ever and $5 as ever. Get one at Taco Bell stores. For a limited time, only supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAC Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, all right, as we hang out here at the Barrio Queen in Glendale, Bell Road, 75th Street.
75th Avenue.
Avenue, thank you. Come by and say hi to us. If it's got concrete on it, it's a street. So for me...
Well, here's the thing. Let me educate you. In Arizona...
Yes.
Central Road.
I know I've lived here a long time.
Okay, Central Road.
Yes.
Anything east of Central are the streets.
Yes.
Anything west
Is
are the avenues. Don't confuse our listeners, Jimmy. 75th Street's like in Scottsdale.
Where are we? Aren't we in Glendale?
We're in Glendale.
Okay, fair enough. We're just north of the stadium.
Yeah, we're up in that area. So that would be the avenue side of Arizona, just to make sure, because a lot of folks go, I get so confused. So I give them the basic, easy formula, Jimmy.
There you go.
You tune it in there, Jimmy?
I know what it is.
Anything east of Central are what?
Jeez.
Are what?
They're streets.
Yeah, you've attaboy, Luther. And anything west of Central?
That would be your avenue.
Attaboy, there you go. So there you go.
All right.
70, we're just west of the northwest corner of 75th Avenue in Bell. Jimmy will sign those autographs. I got my Sharpie. I don't know. Jax might charge you.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah. Well, he was a star college
I'm glad we
player.
got that straightened out. Okay, Jimmy, proceed.
Fair enough. Thank you, my brother. Let's get in quickly to the Diamondbacks because they are in action beginning tonight. It is a 3-game series against the best team in baseball, that being the Atlanta Braves. And it is a, 4 o'clock?
Yes.
4 o'clock first pitch.
Right
in 4:30, right in there.
4:20-ish, yeah.
However, if you want to watch the game, things have changed, and they've changed dramatically. Bally Sports is no more, at least for the Arizona Diamondbacks. the reason they have requested and have got the ruling from a judge, Diamond Sports, they will cease operations as the D-backs TV partner. And MLB, meaning Major League Baseball, will now take over control of their telecast.
Yeah, this hit, Jimmy. You and I are talking about 10:30. We're doing our prep call, and it just hit. Jimmy goes, wait a second.
Yeah.
All right. As of now, and Jimmy kind of read this verbatim, a judge ruled Tuesday in favor of the Diamond Sports request to cease operations of the D-backs TV partner. Okay. MLB said they took control.
Right.
And then I asked Jimmy, I said, okay, I don't have it in front of me. Where are they going to go? And you go, well, they don't know yet.
That was it.
At this point in time, it was going to be Major League Baseball on cable or MLB.com. You could have that for free until Sunday. Well, currently, and since then, I think about 11:30 or noon.
Yeah, they came out with it.
The Diamondbacks announced games will air locally for the Phoenix area Cox cable subscribers, which is me, on your View Channel 4. And if you're down there in Tucson, it'll be on Channel 7. So DirecTV will carry games on Channel 686-3.
That's me.
That's 686-3. Spectrum will carry them on Channel 304. And Comcast Xfinity will show D-backs games on Channel 1261. That's Channel 1261. Now, also, games will also be available on Fubo and DirecTV Stream. Well, there's an additional streaming option for the team's game for $19.99 per month on MLB.TV. Fans, as I mentioned, will be able to view streams for free on MLB.com and DBacks.com through Sunday. That's for free. That's your trial.
Right.
If you want to go on from there, so be it. But just the cable TV, your view here locally, folks, on Channel 4. And if you're down there in Tucson, Channel 7.
You know, it's interesting. We all knew that this was going to take place. We just didn't know when. We already saw the Phoenix Suns make their move to move away from Bally's, and they have, and now they're going to be on Channel 3, 5, and their sports channel as well.
Right, and that became official last week.
Right.
Them and the Mercury, and that judge, again, with Diamond Sports, lifted that to allow, knowing that this was all going down, because that judge had to know what was going to happen with the Diamondbacks and Rangers and Reds and Padres and what have you. So that made sense. So that is all in stone. Where the Diamondbacks will be next year, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll follow this model, this pattern.
Maybe.
I don't know if they'd go to Channel 3 or Channel 5 and have to be interrupted with the Suns game or move somewhere else. Maybe they just prefer to go somewhere if they can on local TV. But you talked about this a little bit earlier, Jimmy. Channel 5 is and 3 are taken.
That's CBS, so they couldn't take baseball. It's too many games.
Well, and then you got Channel 10, which is Fox, and you got 12. You got Channel 15, which is ABC, and then 12 is NBC. So I don't know if they'll go to those platforms because of all the programming they have,
right? And
if they would carry the Diamondbacks 162 games, from start to finish.
It's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games, a lot of commitment.
There is other news to report as well. And if we're boring you with all this television business, we apologize, but we're going to bore you some more. Because now the Pac-12 expects to release details of its media rights. Now they're saying in the near future. However, we have figured out, looking at sources like ESPN and The Athletic, they have a couple of ideas which they say is going to be a mix of streaming and linear options, and it is expected to be on par with the ACC and Big 12 money-wise, but it's not included in the major carriers. It is a mix of streaming and linear options.
Yeah, it's a mix of this is kind of the potential, folks. So if you're ASU, U of A, whoever you're an alumnus of in the Pac-12, or just love following the Pac-12, they don't know yet, but as Jimmy alluded to, that mix could be a mix of ESPN and either Amazon, Google, or Apple to take equity positions.
Sure.
So if ESPN is the major carrier, it might be Apple or Google that could be carriers on the streaming format. So quite frankly, for me, I'll watch every once in a while if I'm out and about on my phone, I'll stream and watch ESPN.com or Google whatever's on.
Okay.
But I think Joe Q Public is wanting to say, well, if you're going to be on par with the ACC and Big 12, and that's being reported by Heather Dinch of ESPN, then I want to watch it on my TV.
Exactly.
Or if I got to go to my computer, whatever type of thing. So it sounds like they're trying to get the dollars and cents of on par with the ACC Big 12. You're just going to have to go through the rigmarole of trying to find the games you want to see.
There you go.
Well,
what do you got, Jack?
Well, I was going to say, from a Gen Zer myself that kind of grew up in the live streaming and streaming setup, I'm a fan of this. I know you guys aren't. I'm a big fan of it. I think nowadays more TVs carry streaming things like Netflix and Apple TV, Google, ESPN. It's the new wave, whether you like it or not. By the way,
we have all that, which for me is great.
I have that on my big screen.
Yeah, and that's good.
I like it personally because for me, I'm not going to buy cable or Cox TV myself because I'm only going to use it for sports channels. So when individual sports networks like NBC, ESPN, and so on and so forth, you can buy monthly for just that channel. That's just me personally. Sure. But I know you guys are old-fashioned.
Well, not
you
really.
Like your cable, like your TV.
It's funny. I know we do. We have gone. My wife's the techie in our house, right? So, Lori, we go to Apple, we go to Hulu, we go to all of those, and we've got them all. Right. You know, we can stream and put up whatever. So I'm getting used to it. It's just if I'm out on my phone and I got all the apps pretty much, I got to pull over. Okay, I want to watch, let's say USC, their last year in the pack, taking on whomever, and I'm out and about. I can pull it up on my laptop, or I'm at home, or I can pull it up on my phone. I'm just more traditional. See it on the major
like
platform.
I'm not like that. I don't want to watch a damn thing on my phone.
Well, it's not even like your phone.
I'm going to go to a sports bar that has it and watch it on the big screen.
It's not even on your phone, Jimmy. It's more like the fact that it's like an accessibility where people can buy.
You can actually pick it up on your phone.
You can, but it's not like the majority of people. Like, I don't watch sports on my phone. I watch it on a TV too. Yeah. But I watch it through the ESPN app instead of like cable or Cox itself.
Okay.
Don't worry, Jimmy. I think what's best that networks are doing is they're making it so both sides are happy. So they can have it on TV, but they can also make it a streaming
And
network.
to that point, Jax, I think the way they can make the money to make it work for the Pac-12 teams to stay in the Pac-12 and not venture off to the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the ACC is to make sure that money pool comes in. And here's those 3 or 4 options you can watch on these particular platforms. And maybe the package gets up to $85, $90, $100 million when you blend all these 3 or 4 platforms together and say, let's share the pie, let's share it all and move it that way. There's many ways to skin a cat, but if they're going to get on par, not lose Arizona State,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That they hope that it'll be on par.
Well, yeah. Then you see conferences like the SEC network and the ACC network.
Right.
Well, they're ESPN subdivisions, but they have their own channel too.
Sure.
So I'm hoping the Pac-12 does something like that, because while I was at Montana or even anywhere over the Pacific Northwest, most people don't have Cox. So people can't watch Cox 1 and 2. The After Dark games, 90% of the country can't watch.
Well, Jack, there's the Pac-12 network too, so you can watch Pac-12 network.
What I mean is like a different, like an ESPN or a Google or something. That's a plus that they're carrying it versus Cox cable carrying it.
Well, right, and then the only way you can get Pac-12 network is with Cox
cable.
Exactly.
It was ridiculous.
So, but I mean, they do have their own network, what you do, but I think DirecTV still hasn't worked it out. Can you get the Pac-12 network on Dish?
Nope, I don't think so. I think it's Cox Cable in this market.
It's kind of a shame, but anyways, I think that this is progress. But what does the near future mean? Does that mean I don't know? When I hear near future, I think maybe after like January, February, there'll be an announcement. They'll have the media rights moving forward that they've got the current media rights they have, but going into 2024. Near future means, is that announcement going to be in October, November, January? When's that announcement going to be made?
All right, let me drop this on you. If this announcement is correct and the money is going to be somewhat close, despite the fact it's not going to be nationally televised on the 2 majors like what the Big 12 has as ESPN and Fox Sports, does this mean then that after this season, if that, I guess, overall carriership doesn't work out the way that schools thought, Are we going to see schools jump?
Well, this is going to happen.
Are they going to leave?
Well, Jimmy, they won't know. I mean, this will be 2024.
Right.
So to answer your question, as they get into, I don't know if this is going to kick off in basketball season or it'll kick off next football season, when it's going to kick off. I don't know if there's some kind of an out clause that they probably have if it's not working out the way they want it to. All these schools care about is, okay, if it's $100 million contract, or let's say it's a $1 billion contract,
okay,
how much money are the 12 schools going to get, soon to be 10 schools, since USC and UCLA are leaving, are they going to get? I think it's all about how much money they got coming in and what that dollar and cents is going to be when they get it figured out. So right now, another report's coming out saying that this could be floated out on Friday in 3 days as to dollars, cents, ramifications. And then at that point in time, don't you think that those presidents and ADs at the school have a pretty good idea of what those numbers are going to be?
Yes.
And they can determine going, well, you guys will probably get, instead of 25 a year, you'll probably get 50 to 60 million a year. Then they can decide if they want to move forward in Pac-12 or the Big 12 or whomever.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that's our TV stuff. We're done. Coming up, it's our El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em Contest. A chance to win a $25 gift card. If you can beat the El Bandito Yankee Tequila owner and former K-State Wildcat and Green Bay Packer, Jim Bob Morris. We've got 3 picks. Take the 5th caller, 602-260-9191. All right, that's coming up. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Golfers, swing into Van's Golf Shops. We've been serving golfers since 1963. Let us help you find the hottest gear from bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. All in stock at the best prices. Come in and test drive the latest arrivals from Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping, and more. While you're there, get custom fit by one of our golf experts. Van's Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at vansgolfshops.com.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
For quality referrals, your guy or my guy?
My guy.
Spend hours searching online or visit myguy.com.
My guy.
Risk making a bad choice or use My Guy with only 5-star companies.
My guy.
Expensive national brands or local family-run ones at My Guy.
My guy.
The choice is clear. My Guy Referrals for home repairs to remodeling to hundreds of other services. Visit myguy.com for all of life's needs. Make
My Guy
your guy.
Freshness made easy with Febreze small spaces.
Want continuous freshness that fights odors with no batteries and no outlets? Try Febreze Small Spaces. Ah, but what's a small space? To answer that, we brought in our lawyer.
Small spaces include, but are not limited to, bathrooms, closets, laundry room, kid room, pet corners, man cave, she sheds, most nooks, and all crannies.
There you go. Febreze Small Spaces is the world's most convenient. Febreze Small Spaces is super convenient and never stops freshening for 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
Be happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
All right, everybody, we are broadcasting live from the Barrio Queen here in Glendale, and it is Taco Tuesday. It is also an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday, which means the El Bandito Yankee Tequila Pick'em Contest is about to take place.
Tequila.
All right, that means the boss is in town. Well, maybe not, but he's on our radio, which is always fun because we say hello to the owner of Yankee Tequila. That is Jim Bob Morris. Jim, how are you, pal?
Buddy, I'm doing good, Jimmy. What's going on with you and Manuch? Are you guys having a great day?
We're having a wonderful day, except that it's 195 degrees here.
Oh, he embellishes. It's only 192. My gosh.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, it is. We've been getting some rain in Illinois, where I'm at this week. I'm headed to Puerto Rico. Big news on the front of El Bandito Yankee, guys. We got the contract done with Jelly Roll, and we are getting ready to come. We're going to be out there September 16th with Jelly Roll and El Bandito sponsorship with the Jelly. We're going to have some fun.
Man, I got to tell you what, Jim Bob, what a great get that is, because what a story that Jelly Roll is. Watch him at the CMA Awards and all the awards he got, and just hearing his back. What a humble, nice guy that truly does have that legitimate story that you can pick yourself up with those bootstraps and be successful.
Yeah, he's a great redemption story for sure, and a hell of a talent too.
Mm-hmm. So, Jim Bob, are you loving life on the NASCAR circuit? Are you loving life on the racing circuit in general?
I am, except I'm barred from doing live interviews anymore because apparently I forget where I'm at and I use expletives. And so we were at the NHRA event not too long ago in Joliet.
Yeah.
And I used some expletives and my guys go, "Oh man, it was great. We sold out tequila in 15 minutes after you made your little campaign speech with all the expletives." And so I guess we're just going to have to change our whole ad campaign.
Oh my gosh! Well, I thought we taught you better at Kansas State to just make sure you're proper and articulate.
I got carried away. With the situation. There you go.
That's great, pal. That's great. It's a great story. All right, Jim Bob, here we go with the pick'em contest. We're going to do baseball. Dodgers at the Orioles. The over-under is 9.5. They scored 10 last night. What is your pick, over or under?
I'm going to go with the over. I think that both those teams are capable of scoring 5 runs each. I mean, if you look at what they've done cumulative the last 3 games, I'm going to go over on that one. And by the way, let's mention again, we haven't gave away hardly any Barrio Queen gift certificates because of my winning prowess.
Maybe you should just start using expletives on the show.
Jimmy,
maybe that'll help.
Therein lies the Kansas State education right there. Gosh. He is so dialed in with that.
All right, let's get to the caller. Richie, where was Logan? Logan Turpin from Phoenix. What did he have to say?
He's going with the over too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got the over as well, too. He's going to go with the over as well, too. All right, the second game, the Giants at the Reds. A lot of good baseball going on right now, Jim Bob. The over-under is 10.5, so both the Reds are struggling a little bit. Giants are hot. So, the over-under is 10.5. What do you got?
The Reds can't score a run. I'm taking the under.
All right, you take the under.
Wow.
Looks like Logan Turpin agrees with you. He's also taking the under. So here's pretty much here's the tiebreaker, if you will. The D-backs at the Braves. The over-under is 10.5. Zach Davies is taking the hill for the D-backs. His ERA is 6.37.
Yikes.
He's 1-5. I mean, the first one to 25 might win this game.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna shock you. I'm gonna go the under because the Diamondbacks haven't been able to score, and the Braves, are up and down. They'll score 16 one game and 1 the next. So I'm gonna go the under.
All right, there's the tiebreaker. Logan Turpin's going no way. I see here, and says he's going the over. And matter of fact, he put a score down. Atlanta 35, D-backs 2. Or that's not a miss.
So
You're
you're saying they got a safety.
Hey, Jim Bob, besides Jelly Roll and all the stuff you got going on, what are some of the other new and exciting things you guys got happening?
We're headed out to we're going to Twin Lakes, Wisconsin this week, and we're headed up to Country Thunder. And one of my top dogs up there, Cody Johnson, and Cody is going to be visiting with us on the El Bandito team there. And what I love Cody Johnson. If you're a country fan, he's another one of my top dogs. But so we're headed up there, and we just got a bunch of concerts the rest of the year. I mean, we've got the Jelly Roll scene, and I haven't even got to look at that concert element yet for Jelly Roll. We've got our first big concert with him is in Alpharetta, Georgia, and that's on the 29th, and then. Between concerts, NASCAR, NHRA, and weddings, and let's throw in all my friends' kids are getting married these days.
God.
So I've already been to 7 weddings this summer. 7.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And my daughter's getting married December 29th. That's around the holiday time, which I understand up there in Denver. So Jim Bob might get the invitation to come up to the Denver way of life and buy with one Nethery, Manuch, and one Ryan. So, hey, keep those dates open for you, big fella.
Buddy, I tell you what, I would like nothing more than to celebrate with you on December 29th. I will bring the tequila, the El Bandito.
I want you to send the El Bandito Yankee Tequila jet, and we could meet you at Country Thunder.
That's right.
Well, hey, if we can ever get Jelly off of it, that's part of our deal. Yeah, Jelly got used to taking the El Bandito jet on it, and so Jim Bob I'm having to just work my schedule around Jelly.
Hey, just real quick before I let you go, a little Kansas State talk here. The Cats are looking to finish. They've got them ranked number 2 in the Big 12 so far. So hopefully we can get that Big 12 Conference Championship one more time. But Coach Kleiman and the boys, they've been there all summer long, as you know, Jimmy, and getting after it. So hopefully our Cats can make it happen again this year.
I think they will, buddy. I love Coach Kleiman. I tell you what, he's one of my dudes. I like him. And then the athletic director, Gene Taylor's a great buddy of mine. And they come out, they spend quite a bit of time in the off season out at Phoenix Scottsdale. So you should know that. I mean, and the one other thing I was going to tell you, we are looking at building the El Bandito Yankee Cantina in Nash Vegas. So we've got a deal going on in Nashville. So I want you guys to come out and join me when we get the canteen open.
When you do that, we'll come do the show.
That's a road trip waiting to happen right there. Rock couldn't get his arm up fast enough to say, over here, yeah, I got that bad boy.
Well, you bring the group, and I'll tell you what, we'll do the show for 2 weeks out there. We'll see how everybody likes that.
Oh, my God.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I might have to go to detox after 2 weeks of that.
We'll have some fun, guys.
We will.
Yeah, you guys take care of my fellas there at Barrio Queen, and I will catch up with you guys next week, and we'll get ready to rock and roll.
You got it, Jim Bob. Have a great weekend, pal, and enjoy Country Thunder. You got it. There he goes, Jim Bob Morris, the CEO of El Bandito Yankee Tequila.
The only one that Logan Turpin of Phoenix disagreed with is the D-backs at Braves.
Gotcha.
And Jim Bob went under, and I mean, it's interesting for Logan to give us a score. I mean, 5 touchdowns scored by the Braves.
that was pretty funny.
But yeah, always great to catch up with Jim Bob and all the stuff he's got going on.
He does.
I don't know if you're a fan of Jelly Roll or not. Phenomenal country western singer.
Yeah.
What a story. So do yourself a favor, Jimmy.
Check that out.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That man came from the lowest of lows to be where he's at right now. And a humble, giving individual. So I think that El Bandito Yankee Tequila and Jim Bob has picked a phenomenal singer and phenomenal person to be on that list.
There you go. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. However, when we come back, Bob Nightingale, USA Today is going to be our guest. We're going to pick his brain about everything Diamondbacks, everything.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Effective today, MLB has assumed control of the Diamondbacks TV broadcast from Diamond Sports Group following a bankruptcy court's approval to terminate its contract with the team. The league took over broadcast for the Padres in late May. On the field, it's Zach Davies who gets the starting nod in the series opener with the Braves. No Sun Devil football players were named to the preseason All Pac-12 first or second teams. Only 4 received honorable mentions. Former Coyotes forward Alex Galchenyuk will take part in the NHL's Player Assistance Program. Following last week's arrest in Scottsdale, the police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Have you been arrested for something you didn't do? When your liberty is on the line, you need an aggressive, experienced attorney to defend your rights. Lerner Law Group is the firm you can trust with your freedom. Our criminal defense attorneys have represented thousands of clients across the state. And with our affordable payment plans, you can get the defense you need immediately. If you've been wrongly charged with a crime, time is not on your side. Call Lerner Row today for a free consultation. We're available to help you 24/7.
Lerner Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. Give me the VIN.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This July, premium entertainment's on us. Xfinity Flex unlocks access to shows, movies, and music so you can always try something new for free each week. Like singing hits with Stingray Karaoke, exploring shows from abroad with Acorn TV, sampling everything available on Max, like Season 3 of The Righteous Gemstones, falling in love with picks from Hallmark Movies Now, and turning up with iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. Discover new free content across the best streaming apps every week of the year. No strings attached. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MDUSA.com/EQ.
Bob is on hold. You're live.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock today. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here as well. Richie back in studio. And we are broadcasting from Glendale today at the Barrio Queen. It's Taco Tuesday and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday, which is right up the alley of our next guest, as that is Bob Nightingale, USA Today baseball columnist. Bob, it's Jimmy B. and Manuch today. How are you, pal?
Yeah, doing great. How about you guys?
We're doing wonderful. Let's start first with the Diamondbacks real quick as they go against the best team in baseball, and that is the Atlanta Braves tonight. Is there hope for this team, or are they just now on an awful slide and slump?
Well, they've certainly been on a slide since they got pummeled by Philadelphia about a month ago. What was it, like 15-3 or so?
Yeah.
Yes. And haven't really recovered since then. That being said, I don't think they make the postseason. I mean, look at it.
Sure.
Say the Dodgers win the West. You still got the Giants, Diamondbacks, Phillies, and Marlins. So 3 of those 4 teams. I think the Diamondbacks get in there. I certainly like them better than the Marlins.
Well, I think that's. I think a lot of Diamondback fans are very confident that's going to happen, Bob. But I think the one thing we're looking at is, hey, look, we get the trade deadline is 2 weeks from today. What kind of moves do you feel they need to make or they will make? I feel they're looking to be buyers, so does Jimmy, to enhance and keep themselves in the hunt from the wild card.
Yeah, I think they'd be moderate buyers. And they're not going to go all in. They're not going to trade, when they're top picks. They're not going to trade a Drew Jones or a Lawler, something like that. But you could trade some outfield depth. You could trade Alex Thomas if you want. and go from there. And pick up a starter. Probably got to be a rental, and maybe a reliever too. If the Padres sell, I'd love to see them get Josh Hader, who lives in the Valley. He'd be perfect.
Well, that team being 10.5 games out, that being the San Diego Padres, that's the thing that's intriguing to me. And I think the one thing that I take a good hard look at is that when you look at the situation with the Diamondbacks now, to be able to compete for the pennant, not just make the wild card, because a lot of folks are really excited about winning the pennant. Do they have to go that much more overboard, or if they make a couple of finer nuances with ads that they can actually make that push?
I think that you're realistically, contend with the Atlanta for the pennant. Then you'd have to go all in. You'd have to give up, some of your future. You'd have to trade the number one pick. So I don't see that happening. I mean, they just went through the painful rebuild, lost 110 games 2 years ago. I don't see them saying, you know what, let's abandon all of our plans and go for it and find ourselves in the same situation a year from now. So I don't think they do that. I think they're aggressive, but they're smart aggressive.
Bob Nightingale is our guest, USA Today baseball columnist. He's on the Right Toyota guest line. Bob, a major announcement came down today, and that was about their television rights. And Valley Sports, Diamond Sports, who owns them, has now checked out. So Major League Baseball is taking over the broadcasting and production for the team, and it does begin with tonight's game. I know that happened with the San Diego Padres. Is this going to have a ripple effect as it continues across the Diamond Sports platforms?
Well, the thing with the Diamond Sports is most of them are the smaller mid-markets, like Arizona. I mean, Diamondbacks see this is happening. They lost. They're not getting an $18 million payment. I think MLB will probably cover most of that. But then the problem is the off season. We already know how much money the Dodgers have, but that gulf gets bigger because they're still getting all their money, getting a ton of it. And the Diamondbacks are getting about $75 million a year. Realistically, if I can get about $35 or $40 million a year, the game next year. So you can't jump in that big free agent market. You can't raise your payroll like they hoped. So that I think causes just a greater divide between the big market teams and everybody else.
Well, you bring up, we didn't even think about that, Bob.
Yeah.
The discrepancy, LA Sportsnet Spectrum is paying the Dodgers a gazillion dollars, whatever it is. And now what will that number be for the Diamondbacks? And you think about money being spent for those free agents. And speaking of free agents and trades, as I mentioned, 2 weeks from now, will Shohei Ohtani still be a LA Angel?
Yeah, I'd be stunned if he's not. Maybe in borderline being shocked. The one thing people forget to bring up is he makes the Angels about $20 million a year.
Yes. Yeah.
So man, if the Angels get a couple of prospects, so what? You can buy a whole lot of prospects for $8 or $10 million a year they'd be losing. They want to re-sign them. If you trade them, you get zero chance to re-sign them. And don't forget this guy's going to the American League home run title. Which would be huge. I just can't see any owner, Artie Moreno is here in the Valley, being the guy to trade away Ohtani. I mean, they still talk about Harry Frazee, the old Red Sox owner that traded away Babe Ruth.
Yes,
so, yeah. Certainly, so, he doesn't want to live with it. Artie doesn't want to live with that the rest of his career. But yeah, the money part, that's a lot of money to give up. How many of these prospects turn out anyway?
Sure.
A lot of these, when the Dodgers trade away, got Machado and Darvish and all these guys. None of these prospects ever came back to hunt them.
Yeah, I think the old saying is you don't ever get rid of the goose that can lay the golden eggs. That's the key there. All that being said, the one thing we had talked about earlier, it was just that the marketing, the money that Artie has. Has Artie Moreno, being the owner of the Angels, has he pulled the club from end sale, or has he put that on hold? Where does he stand? I know he's trying to sell it at one time. Where's Art Moreno as far as the Angels and moving forward with them or not?
Yeah, right now he changed his mind and has not been put back in the market. Speculation. He didn't get exactly what he wanted, but also it's like, hey, I still love baseball. What am I doing? I still watch a few games a day. This is where my heart is. So I think he plans to keep it for a while. And Ohtani's special to him.
stranger things have happened. However, he says Otani's leaving. Well, Mike Trout had a chance to leave too, and he was so comfortable there, he wanted to stay. So, for all we know, Otani could be saying the same thing. I mean, he loves the lifestyle there. All he does is, stay at home, eats in, sleeps a lot. When the Angels went to New York a few weeks ago, the New York writers asked him how he liked the city. He goes, I don't know. I took the team bus to the game and actually came back because I didn't go out.
Hey, Bob, just as far-fetched as this sounds, I know that Cohen, the owner of the Mets, he literally bought all in with the Scherzers and the Verlanders and the 95 other guys that make $1 gazillion a year. Could it be possible he becomes a seller and gets rid of a Scherzer or a Verlander or trades them away? I mean, as far-fetched as that sounds, could they be opportunities for somebody to go get those two individuals as rental players for the rest of the year?
It's possible, but both of them may have, contracts for next year. I want to say Scherzer's he has a chance to opt out. He's making $43 million. James Verlander, that's, who's going to pick up that kind of money? And they've been just, okay. Certainly not the guys that they were before. They're pitching now like they're 40-year-olds. So I'm not sure they'd have that kind of value like they did a few years ago.
I'm real curious then about big spending teams, and Manuch just referenced the Mets. I'll throw in the Yankees, the Padres, the Phillies, although the Phillies now I have kind of kicked it in and they are playing very good baseball. But is it taking a trend maybe back to medium spending and not going all in and bringing in all of these stars and paying an exorbitant amount of money? Do you see it trending that way, or is this just an anomaly this year?
Well, it could certainly trend that way for sure. I know the union's very nervous about it. Because, they're always saying, hey, you spend money, you're going to win. Well, like you said, those are three biggest spending teams. And I think, Philly's number 4, but Phillies are playing better now.
Yep.
It's like, what you get for that money, if you're an owner, it's almost like Hal Steinbrenner, when the Yankees kept spending all that money. He says, look at Tampa Bay Rays. How come they're winning when their payroll's under $100 million? I don't need to be over the luxury tax. So I think other owners will say, what are we doing? And even Steve Cohen, all his money, you don't want to throw away $100 million every year in taxes and get nothing out of it. So I think a lot of questions are being raised. Like, hey, let's be smart here. You can't just throw a bunch of talent together and expect a winner. The Padres have proven that.
Sure.
I think if the Padres don't make the playoffs, I think they'll be the biggest underachieving team in baseball history. I think much bigger than the Mets.
Wow. And Bob, as I always have to give my obligatory St. Louis Cardinal question for you, even though they've won the 6 out of the last 10, looks like Nolan Arenado, rumors have it he may being shipped off. I hate to see with the Cardinals having this down year at 41-53. I'm resolved that they're going nowhere fast, but they're going to be big sellers. And how do they kind of recoup what they've had the last several years of going to the playoffs?
Well, they're in the right division. They can bounce back, next year. Arenado's not going anywhere. Goldschmidt's not going anywhere. They need those guys to win in 2024. I mean, they want Arenado going to the Hall of Fame as a Cardinal. Same with Goldschmidt. They're going to be erecting statues of those guys outside Busch Stadium one day. So, no, they won't be traded. They're going to trade away some expiring contracts and then, go back after it next year. There's no reason why they can't bounce back and be, the power again in 2024.
I need to just take what you just said and give it to all the Cardinal fans that are out there, Bob, to just say, everybody relax, having one of those down years. The boys will be back next year to win it all. I mean, I'll just kind of put it out there a little bit.
Yeah, it's such a Marlo franchise, and it's really the Marlo franchise in all baseball because they win, year after year, or at least contend year after year with the mid-market payroll. I mean, Tampa Bay does it with a small market, or a small payroll, I should say. But yeah, I mean, the Cardinals do a magnificent job. They'll bounce back. They'll spend the money right, and we'll see what happens. And like you said, they're in the right division. They're not about to head against the Dodgers and Giants and Padres year after year.
I'll let you go on this question. I just thought of this. The Cubs have the marquee TV network. Yankees have, yes. The Dodgers have theirs as well. Because of the situation right now with the Diamondbacks, would it behoove them to start their own independent network and put it on carriers in the Valley, or is that just asking too much and it's too involved?
No, they could certainly do that. I mean, what they'd have to do is, jump in with the Coyotes and Suns and do it that way. I think the Blackhawks and White Sox are together. It's almost like you need, more than one team, particularly here in this market. But yeah, so they get together with the other sports teams and do their own station. You need to have a lot of programming. So I don't know if in the Diamondbacks, you just have enough programming to run throughout the whole winter and everything else.
I got you. It's always great, pal, when you take time with us. Thank you. Try to stay out of the heat, okay?
All right. Yeah, we'll coast you.
Thank you, Bob. We'll see you later.
All right.
All right. Thank you, man. There you go. That's Bob Nightingale, columnist, USA Today. He is the baseball guru for USA Today. Always fun when we get him on the show.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was reading this thing about Arenado. Goldschmidt, but the Arenado rumors out there that he may be going to, somebody for a rent a player, or they pick up his contract. He's making a whole lot of money. And to your point there, Jimmy, at the end, talking about would the Diamondbacks start their own network, like the Yes Network or whatever. Those teams have got gazillions of dollars. I don't think Ken Kendrick, as a majority owner of the Diamondbacks, would look to do that.
Okay.
Not that he probably can't. It would make it easier for a lot of people to go, pretty much find their own carrier, but where would they go? This whole thing with the Diamondbacks that just hit this morning, late morning to now, I'm just glad that there are formats or areas for fans to go to watch the rest of these games the rest of the year.
That would be highly disappointing if you couldn't watch.
And how ironic, the year they got a chance to win the division or go to a wild card, that they've got these issues with about less than half the season to go.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, quick timeout. When we come back, it's our random fact. They are presented by your Valley Chevy dealers. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Wembanyama, the number one draft pick. I had a comment that went viral where I said if he is Kevin Durant or Hakeem Olajuwon, it'll be a disappointment. It was in the context of based on what these scouts are saying. Then, he has to be like a GOAT.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
When we make your meal, this is where we start. Traditional, old-world recipes passed down through generations. But then, we add some modern flair and spice up your Italian dining with contemporary flavor combinations. The result, the perfect fusion of new and old world traditions, and a meal you'll never forget.
Inspired by the comfort and cuisine of a Brooklyn-style pizza parlor, Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar is located at the southeast corner of Loop 101 and Cave Creek Road in Phoenix.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive going on now. New inventory is arriving daily. Don't miss your chance for some great deals this summer. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the best selection during the Chevy Summer Drive today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, it's Jody Ayler for Plum Smart. If you need a new AC unit before summer really hits, dial pound 250 and use keyword Plum Smart. Not only does Plum Smart offer a lifetime warranty on their work, they've got great prices. Right now, you can get up to $3,000 in rebates and incentives on qualifying AC units. Plus, get a reverse osmosis system installed at no charge with every new AC unit, a $1,000 value. Pound 250, keyword Plum Smart, or it's just plumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. Oh no, Febreze car clips right on your face. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. And breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
And now it's time for
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're live.
It is indeed Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, and also on the iHeartRadio app. Jimmy B, Manuch, Jack's here at the Barrio Queen in Glendale. It is Taco Tuesday and also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. But now it is time for our random facts of the day. It is always presented by our great friends, your Valley Chevy dealers.
Well, I thought I'd go off the beaten path and leave the sports side along.
Okay.
I'll go with some very average stuff as far as random facts of the day. In the average lifetime, Jimmy, a person will walk the equivalent of 5 times around the equator. 5 times.
Really?
The average person. So like yourself, who takes you, an hour to get to the bathroom, you walk probably 10 times around that equator.
Yeah.
Give or take.
I'm in no hurry.
Yeah, well, we know that. That's for sure. The 57 on the Heinz ketchup bottle.
Yeah.
It represents the number of varieties of pickles
wow.
the company once had. That's interesting. I can vouch for this. Our cat, Maddie, she has a hard day doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
The cat sleeps 16 to 18 hours per day.
That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh. Our Maddie might sleep 25 hours a day, give or take. When you got karaoke singing?
I never do that.
Yeah.
That's for losers.
I used to love doing that back in the day.
If it's got to be a live band for me. Otherwise, I'm not singing.
Well, this is what karaoke means, empty orchestra in Chinese.
What?
That's where it came from. It means empty orchestra. On the new $100 bill, the time on the clock tower of Independence Hall is 4:10. Interesting. Look at the new $100 bill.
Okay.
Jimmy, you carry them all the time. You should probably pull it out.
I have one right now.
The clock tower of Independence Hall is 4:10. So when you see your next $100 bill, check it out.
Okay.
Each of the suits on a deck of cards represents the 4 major pillars of the economy in the Middle Ages. Now, the heart represented the church. Spades represented the military. Clubs represented agriculture. And diamonds represented the merchant class, believe it or not. And speaking of cards, the King of Hearts is the only king without a mustache.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Random facts of the day that you get only here with Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B.
That's right.
Lucy and Linus in Peanuts, who were brother and sister, they had another little brother named Rerun. That's right. He sometimes played left field on Charlie Brown's baseball team when he could fit in. Had no idea. The only Rerun I knew is, remember the show Rerun.
Rerun.
It wasn't.
It was.
It was the name. There was a Rerun character.
Yes. Yeah.
That was in that.
Yeah, he was great.
Oh, he was funny. Henry Ford produced the Model T only in black because.
What's happening? I just remembered the name of that show. Sorry.
What's happening?
What's happening was the name of the show with Rerun.
Okay.
Okay.
So Henry, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Henry Ford produced the Model T only in black because the black paint available at the time was the fastest to dry.
Get out.
Yeah, that's it. You always wonder, you saw those old movies. They're all black.
Yeah.
They're all black. The Untouchables.
Yeah.
Circa 1960s. Great show, by the way. Was it Robert Stack?
Robert Stack was
was the guy. The 3 best known Western names in China. The 3 best known Western names in China are Jesus Christ, Richard Nixon and Elvis Presley. Richard Nixon. They might be politically inclined. And Elvis Presley, I could see.
I could see Elvis.
Yeah,
and I can see Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
But
Richard Nixon.
Oh my God! Whoa! What a ridiculous president he turned out to be. After they busted him for Watergate.
Hey, folks, this next one, I know it's true, especially for Jimmy's significant other. Women are 37% more likely to go to a psychiatrist than men are. So I know your significant other, Kim. She's probably, once a week? She's got to go in to see the shrink just to make sure.
3 times a week.
It's funny. You read that and you go, what? Yeah, that's right, because there's nothing ever wrong with us, right?
No, man.
No, that's your issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's not me. It's got to be you. What do you mean I've got to listen to whatever you're saying? I hear you.
Yeah.
I just find that is
so
funny. That is. And there are twice as many kangaroos in Australia as there are people.
Wow.
The kangaroo population is estimated at about 40 million. And another Charlie Brown little trivia.
Yeah.
You can use this at your favorite watering hole.
Okay.
Charlie Brown's father was a barber.
Come on.
Had no idea. Because all you ever hear when he talks to his dad, wah, 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 wah. I never hear that, I had a hard time cutting hair today or something like that. So absolutely nothing. So Charlie Brown, yes, the family, he and Lucy were brother and sister. Rerun was a brother.
Yeah.
And we also learned today is Charlie Brown's father was a barber.
Here, I'll do my best Richard Nixon impersonation. I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook.
That's it.
That's all I got.
You better keep that impersonation to yourself, Jimmy. So, folks, we're talking about the Chevy dealers. It's the Chevy summertime. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer is here, and so are the Chevy offers. So see your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV, or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is the hot, and so are the deals going on right now. Your Valley Chevy dealers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today. Just go to valleychevydealers.com.
Manuch, it is so hot here. How hot is it?
Yeah, how hot is it, Jimmy?
There you go. That you could throw a steak on the pavement and it would probably be cooked in 3 minutes.
Well, that's probably misnomer. It's an egg. You could do that in 3 seconds.
No, I don't want the egg. The steak is what I want.
By the way,
bigger than an egg.
It's 117 in the air, the concrete's about 150 to 160 degrees.
You're right.
So if you're walking those dogs, do it in the morning and night, or put the little slippers on their feet.
That's it.
Yeah, protect those pets out there.
Hey, coming up, hour number 3, former Arizona Cardinal defensive end Kyle Vandenbosch will be our guest. We'll talk Cardinals and NFL, and training camp is getting ready, which means Cardinals beat writer Meneman will be our guest at 3:30. It's all on the way as we continue here in Glendale, the Barrio Queen. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, with Jax and Richie in the studio on Fox Sports 910.
The people of Arizona have voted.
Hey, Jimmy.
The results are official. Lerner Rowe has won again, being voted best personal injury law firm 8 years in a row. We'd like to thank everyone who voted, making Lerner Rowe the people's choice for personal injury. What makes us so popular? We've helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. We're recovering more money for more people than any other law firm in Arizona. Call us today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer's here, and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot, and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
The free iHeartRadio app covers the sports teams you love like no one else. Catch the latest breaking news, plus the upcoming NFL season's just around the corner. And iHeartRadio is your official podcast partner of the NFL. Make the iHeart app your go-to to stay up to date on all things in the sports world. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Small commitment at least 1 day a week helps reduce ground-level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Avoid idling. Turn off your engine when waiting in pickup lines and drive-thrus. Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now.
Isn't it hard to make money with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy when you fill up at stations like Circle K.
Wait, are you saying you get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas from participating stations like Circle K. Use promo code 2023 for an extra 50 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code 2023 for a 50 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code 2023.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
if these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Sun Devil football players were named to the preseason All-Pac-12 first or second teams. Only 4 got honorable mentions. Former Coyotes forward Alex Galchenyuk will take part in the NHL's player assistance program after last week's arrest in Scottsdale. The police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. Effective today, MLB assumes control of the Diamondbacks TV broadcast from Diamond Sports Group following a bankruptcy court's approval to terminate its contract with the team. The league took over broadcast for the Padres in late May. On the field, Zach Davies gets the start in the series opener with the Braves. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. That's green. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Temperatures dipping down to around 93. And then for your Wednesday, a hot day with temperatures topping out close to 116 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts,
Jimmy, you got me?
I'm Ty Brennan.
Hey, can we
This
do
report
the, new
is sponsored by
for,
Mattress Firm. Big deals on
Band
better
Boss real
sleep
quick?
are here early. It's Black
Yeah, we
Friday
got
now
time.
at Mattress Firm. Save up to $600 and score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases.
We got time.
See a Mattress Firm sleep expert
I
today
moved
to
some
find your
spots around to do it
perfect
now.
bed and get 100.
Rolling. Thank you.
9300 GC Global Capital, your gift for the holidays. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187. License NB0924983 and equal opportunity lender.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, welcome back, everybody. It is indeed our final hour here as we take you to 4 o'clock hanging out in the Barrio Queen. We've had a great time here today in Glendale, and it is also El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here, Richie in studio. Top story, basically, Manuch, the D-backs are back in action. They had yesterday off, and now they will play the best team in baseball tonight, the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, Zach Davies taking the hill at 1-5 so far in there, 6.37, going against Elder, who's 7-2 with a 2.97 ERA. So you look at that, and Zach Davies has just been getting absolutely lit up. But with Merrill Kelly out, there's not any other guys in that starting rotation that they can pretty much rely on. They're coming back. The D-backs have lost 8 out of the last 10. They lost 4 in a row. They're not scoring hardly any runs. No clutch hitting, leaving
Men on base.
runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
They're just a mess right now as far as things are concerned. You look at their top hitters. They're in a funk right now. I think they're batting 117 when you look at their top 3 hitters. Corbin Carroll, Uriel, and I think Christian Walker, who's in an absolute funk right now. So they're just not getting the hits. So hopefully they take on the best team, I think, right now in all Major League Baseball for a 3-game set.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to Cincinnati, who's scuffling a little bit. But you got to start getting after it, start putting some series wins together, and hopefully tonight they get that going.
I'm with you 100% on that. By the way, if you want to watch tonight's game, there's been a major change because Diamond Sports, which owns Bally Sports here in Arizona, the judge, when they were in their bankruptcy case, they requested to cease operations. The judge has granted that. So things are changing right now, and Major League Baseball is now in control beginning tonight for the television and production of all the games.
And you know that the Diamondbacks, they were not going to work a deal out with Diamond.
Right.
You know, when we talk about Chapter 11s and, filing for bankruptcy to try to reorganize, I'm sure Diamond probably went back to him and said, look, how about if we pay you, just 20 cents on the dollar what we owe you? And Diamondbacks went, no way.
Yeah.
Either you pay us in full, we'll try to collect from you. But whatever that number was, they weren't happy with it. But the judge said then, all right, I'm going to rule in favor of Diamond Sports. You got to go do your own thing. So I felt the D-backs had to know this was coming down.
Yes.
Because it wasn't but an hour later, after this was all coming down, that they had the platforms for you to start watching games as of tonight.
And pray tell, Mr. Manucci, what are those platforms?
Well, in the Phoenix area, you go to Cox Cable subscribers, which I am one.
Okay.
Go to YourView Channel 4, and it would be Channel 7 in Tucson. And on DirecTV, they'll carry the games on Channel 686-3. That's 686-3. Don't you have DirecTV?
I do. That's
okay.
where I'll get it.
Spectrum will carry them on Channel 304. And Comcast Infinity will show D-backs games on Channel 1261. That's 1261. So, and if you're if games, they will also be available on Fubo and DirecTV.
Okay, stream. Yep.
Well, there is an additional streaming option for the team's game for only $19.99 per month on MLBTV.com. For you today, only $19.99 per month on MLB.tv. And fans will also be able to view streams for free on MLB.com and DBX.com through Sunday. For free. There's your trial run.
Yeah.
Before that all happens. So there's
what a mess.
The latest, folks.
It's a mess.
Jimmy and I are talking at our pregame meeting. 10:30, chatting about it. Jimmy goes, hold on a second. What? So he brings all this information, and at that time, there was really nothing there to tell you where to go. And then it must have been, 15 minutes later?
Yeah, it came up.
Things were coming up.
Yeah.
Things were coming out. So, yeah, heads up. We said immediate. They mean immediate.
Yes,
so,
yeah. It was fast.
And if you're out there driving, be careful. Hands at 10 and 2. When you get home or you pull over, you can go and check it all online to see where you can find whatever carrier you
Sure.
have.
All right. There is also some news now from the Pac-12 in regards to their television rights. Things are beginning to trickle out slowly that they have indeed reached deals, but they haven't released who they have reached those deals with. But it seems to be a lot of streaming that's going to take place, Manuch.
Well, the latest came in from Heather Ditch of ESPN that the new media rights deal for the Pac-12 expected in, ready for this?
Yeah.
Near future. Yeah. Will likely be, but here's the other thing, too, that's interesting. Will likely be on par with the ACC and Big 12, as she had reported. And you're sitting there when this first came out, you go, wow, who the hell is going to step up and pay, I don't know, $120, $150 million or $50, $60 million a year? Well, that's true, but it looks like that there's a partnership between ESPN and either Amazon, Google, or Apple to take those equity positions. which means that it's probably a combination of 2 or 3.
Okay.
To be able to match what's going on in the Big 12, the ACC, or the Big 10. So if you're going to have that kind of dollars and cents to keep your teams happy and not pack up and leave and go make 50, 60 million a year in the Big 12 or the Big 10, that if somebody can kind of match that offer, that they'll stay in the Pac-12 and not move on. But it also, they're hinting or speculating, Jimmy, and we're hoping to see more information, quote unquote, or air quotes, float out or leak on Friday, that you could see a combination of streaming, TV, and or all the above.
Okay. And also the the Pac-12 Media Days are on Friday. Jax, you have information, too, that I think a lot of listeners who are Pac-12 fans would like to hear.
Well, college football is coming up soon.
Yep.
Thank God. It's about time. The media days start to flow, which means the preseason all Pac-12 teams do as well. Obviously, not a shocker here. First team all offense for the Pac-12.
Well, hold on a second. Explain what you're looking at first. It's the preseason. Yeah, you said it's the preseason
first
Pac-12,
and second team. First team.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you got it.
All right, everybody. Quarterback position, Caleb Williams highlights the first team alongside Dorian Singer, USC wide receiver, who was a transfer from Arizona. And as far as Arizona schools and Arizona State schools, there's no Arizona State in both first or second team offense
None whatsoever.
or defense.
None.
And there's 2 offensive second team guys representing the Arizona Wildcats and wide receiver Jacob Cowling and O-lineman Jordan Morgan, who was a projected first-round pick in this year's upcoming draft.
Cowling is a fine receiver coming out of there. And it's interesting because you think of ASU and you look at that list, Jax, there's really, Bourguet's solid quarterback. He's not Caleb Williams. And you look at Dorian Singer. You look at that it's very strong quarterback group that's coming out of the Pac-12 this year.
Well, you mentioned the quarterback room. Penix was second team offense. Bo Nix was honorable mention. And not even to mention guys like Sonora Sanders from Colorado, Cam Rising from Utah, Cameron Ward from Wazoo. And then, like you said, ASU, there's a lot of question marks with either Bourguet, Pine, Rashada probably is going to sit, but then Jacob Conover there as well.
You think Caleb Williams, the Cardinals, they falter that bad, Jimmy. But the number 1 pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Caleb Williams.
Oh, man.
I am all over that like a big dog.
So I know you are.
There are some ASU guys that made honorable mentions that I like to mention, too. At running back, Cameron Scatabo, the transfer from Sacramento State, got honors for honorable mention. And then Jalen Conyers, who will be representing ASU for Media Day on Friday, got honorable mention, tight end as well.
But you look at that list; those are pretty much the usual suspects. If you looked at the Pac-12, that the young men that have had good years last couple of years. You said Sanders at Colorado, Deion's son coming in, right? Well, hasn't done anything at Colorado yet.
So he never got any honors. It was Travis Hunter, who's first team All DB and all-purpose, but he's second team, honorable mention wide receiver. Yeah. And he hasn't done anything at the FBS level. But he's talented. We'll see if he can play both ways.
But he had a hell of a spring football game.
He did.
I love that stuff. But you know what? I look at that stuff. When Streets and Smiths comes out, a lot of the magazines come out, the preseason first team, second team, honorable mention, all that stuff. Now that means we are within earshot of football. We're coming down the curve,
stretch,
Jimmy, stretch for college football. All that coming up.
Well, Manuch, you know this. The preseason polls, they don't mean a whole lot.
They don't.
But for me, when I was playing, and you're playing too, and you see, they got that school, and that school above our school, that's bulletin board material right there. So I'm interested to see how the media coaches have these teams ranked, specifically the ASU and Arizona's.
Yeah, that's yet to come out.
It is.
I got a funny thing. Arizona State's going to be toward the bottom.
Oh, boy. I think you're absolutely right.
I think U of A makes a move up to maybe 6 or 7, if not higher.
Yeah.
With Jed Fish going into his 3rd year. A much improved U of A Wildcat team.
Hey, another quick note as we go to the NHL. Coyotes, they've reached a 3-year contract agreement with restricted free agent Matthias Michelli. The deal, $10.3 million for 3 years. 22-year-old posted 11 goals, 38 assists in 64 games. It was his first full season. with the Coyotes in the NHL.
No, it's, for 10
It's a nice deal.
Yeah, about 3.5 per year. I mean, for a kid that's coming into his own young stud, they got to keep the young studs.
They do.
A very cap-friendly, kind of a deal to add some more guys if they need to.
We're going to switch goals and go to football now. Coming up, we're going to be joined by Kyle Vanden Bosch and dive into the Cardinals, as they are only, is it a week? Am I closer?
Next Tuesday, they report.
Tuesday.
July 25th,
okay.
they report.
There you go. And then followed by Bob McManaman. So that is on the way, everybody. Our main focus, the Arizona Cardinals, in our next two segments. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
What's up so far this afternoon? A wreck on the Superstition, westbound 60 at Dobson, sitting on the right shoulder. A crash if you're heading southbound I-17. It's near Thomas Off-Right, and that's going to slow you back to Bethany home. A lot of traffic northbound 17, 16th Street over to 7th Avenue. A crash in Scottsdale, Drinkwater, and Indian School. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by Irish Spring, the fresh scent of Irish Spring. And those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset you need to own the day. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring at your local retailer today.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Thursdays at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. The guys broadcast live from 1 of 5 Valley locations. And tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks, your chance to win a Twin Peaks man card. It's Guys Live every Thursday at Twin Peaks.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive. Summer's here and so are the Chevy offers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during the Chevy Summer Drive and find your new car, truck, crossover, or SUV or certified pre-owned vehicle today. Summer is hot and so are the deals going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers. Don't miss the savings happening now during the Chevy Summer Drive. See your Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and the selection today.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Attention all basketball-loving girls in the East Valley. Do you dream of joining the top basketball club in the state? Now's your chance. Arizona Elite is hosting tryouts for girls ages 3rd through 8th grade on August 1st and 3rd at Legacy Park. Arizona Elite is the premier basketball club in town, celebrating its 26th season of excellence. Learn more today at ArizonaElite.net. That's ArizonaElite.net. Don't miss the Arizona Elite tryouts for girls ages 3rd through 8th grade on August 1st and 3rd.
This week at Macy's, get set for back to school with great savings on everything they need for the new year. Like head-to-toe active gear from top brands, graphic tees to wear with anything, and 40% off new backpacks and accessories from Kipling and more. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase, except gift cards, services, and fees. Learn more at Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Former Coyotes forward Alex Galchenyuk will take part in the NHL's Player Assistance Program following last week's arrest in Scottsdale for a hit and run. The police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. The Mercury take on the Connecticut Sun tonight. A former Northwestern football player filed a lawsuit listing university leaders, plus recently fired coach Pat Fitzgerald as defendants in the shocking hazing scandal that's rocked the program. I'm Frank Garrity.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by AutoZone.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries. That's why America's #1 nation. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Break out the Bandito and experience the El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's another El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live from one of the 7 Valley Barrio Queen locations. Now back to the guys live from Barrio Queen on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Hey, everybody, we're hanging out here in Glendale. That's right. That's where you can find us on Bell Road at 75th. And we are here at the Barrio Queen. It is Taco Tuesday and an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well, which brings us to our upcoming guest, Kyle Vanden Bosch, former Cardinal defensive lineman, edge rusher, does everything, sold popcorn, Pepsi, everything, you name it.
Whatever it took, Jimmy.
Whatever it took. And Kyle, before I bring you onto the show, let me do this first, and then I want to get your opinion on this. The State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just go to state48roofing.com. And you can follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. And here it is. During the Cardinals preseason, should the Cardinals play their starters a lot or save them for the regular season? Just two options. One, save them. Two, play and get some chemistry. Welcome to the show always, Kyle. Where are you on that particular question? I'm just curious.
I think you have to play them a lot. I'm of that opinion anyways. Look, we bubble wrapped the team through the preseason last year, and we all saw how that turned out. The only way you get better as a football player and as a team is to get reps, and it's not just practice reps. It's reps against live action, against other teams, against teams that have a different game plan, and especially in the Cardinals situation, yes. I mean, you've got a completely new offensive system. You've got a completely new defensive system. You can't just practice these against each other. You've got to practice them against other teams, and you've got to do it with the guys that are going to be on the field on Sundays. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, whether it be just the first two preseason games, but the NFL has already shortened the preseason. It's only 3 games. It's hard enough with the NFLPA and the NFL with all the agreements they came to about how to protect players in training camp and the off season. It's hard enough to get any sort of semblance of live reps. You need to take advantage of every opportunity. Again, you get the impression that Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rollis and Drew Petzing, they have a vision and they have an idea, but there's going to be some trial and error. They're going to need to try some things in the preseason that they may have to scrap because of the people that we have on the football field, or just because of how it looks against a real live actual defense. So I think, I don't know what your poll results look like, but I would have to imagine almost every fan would love to see starters play in the preseason. But aside from that, I think there's tremendous value in getting those live reps against another team.
Well, so far to answer your question, playing get chemistry, 87.5%, Kyle. Save them 12.5%. You can also go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. And unlike you, I could not believe what the former staff was doing, saving these guys and bubble wrapping, as you mentioned. And then I watched the Philadelphias, the Chiefs, a lot of teams, a lot of preseason games last summer just to kind of see, okay, how much do they play? How much do they not play? Well, Andy Reid had his teams play at least a half, I think, in all 3 of the preseason games. And the one thing, Kyle, it was very noticeable the very first game of the year there at State Farm, which is right down the street from us, how much more sharp, in sync they were than the Cardinals since they had played that much more preseason.
Yeah, and it's a bit of old school thinking, and I know there's all this sports science now about how much you can work in condition and before you reach a certain stress level, but you've got to callous the body. I mean, if you have your first live action with pads, and that occurs in the first regular season game, to me that's a much larger injury risk than doing hitting and having contact throughout training camp. I mean, you've got to learn, again, your body, you know this, Manuch. I mean, your first 4 or 5 days putting that helmet back on, your neck hurts. It's sore. I mean, and the same with shoulder pads. It's your body has to get in hitting condition, not just running condition, not just get in athletic shape. I mean, you've got to do things to condition your body. And to your point, not just the Chiefs, but I believe the Eagles play some of their players in the preseason. And a lot of the teams that made runs deep into the playoffs that were the healthiest come week 7 entering the playoffs were teams that did play their starters in the preseason.
Why do you think some coaches want away from that. When you just referenced that it shows if you do work your starters a little bit, at least in the preseason, it does pay dividends right out of the gate. Where did that kind of come from, Kyle? Can you kind of set us up on that and fill us in?
Yeah, just from my memory, I believe the Rams were the first to not play starters at all throughout the preseason.
Yeah.
And this was a number of years, and this was when John McVay had that team rolling. Now, a friend of mine was their head strength coach at the time, and I asked him about it. I was like, "How do you get ready for a regular season when you're not playing any preseason games with your starters?" And they did things throughout the course of a practice week. They would practice against other teams. They would have actually live drills against each other in practice, but they just didn't want that added risk during the preseason games. And you know how the NFL is. It worked for the Rams through, for a number of years. They were successful in the regular season. They made a couple of postseason runs, and it's just a copycat league. And, I'm all for data. I'm all for sports science. I think it's done tremendous things, not just for the game of football, but for sports in general. But I was back at a Lions training camp practice. It's been a number of years now, and they had those GPS chips, and they would track acceleration, distance run at practice. And if a player hit a certain threshold, he would have to sit out the next practice. He took too many steps. He accelerated too quickly. And, my question was, well, how do you know what you have in a player in an overtime game? How do you know which guys are going to be able to function and step up in the fourth quarter when, 75% of the games can be won or lost in the second half of the fourth quarter. And that's when you need to dig deep, but you don't know. You're guessing and hoping about which guys can function when their bodies are completely fatigued because they haven't reached that threshold at all throughout practice or throughout training camp.
Do you think, Kyle, I mean, we're not scientists or physical therapists, but, many, many years ago, we didn't see, I think, as many of these soft tissue injuries or some of the things you see right up front in the season because of lack of, I'm just going out and say it, physicality at a camp or pushing yourself through or breaking through that window to make sure you're completely healthy versus waning your way into the first 4 games of the year. When we were playing, we're good from the jump that first game of the year.
Yeah, and I've been in training camps and practices where your preparation was so hard the games almost felt easy. Like you weren't necessarily. I mean, there's games where you can't get out of bed on a Monday morning, but there were games where you didn't feel like you played a game some Monday mornings because your body was so conditioned. I think that's definitely part of it. Another part of it is look, Manuch, let's be honest. These players nowadays have a lot more muscles than you had. So that's probably why you didn't have any soft tissue or muscle there.
Wait a second. Well, if any other quarterback could do a set of 3 at 300, I want to see him, okay, on that bench press. So where you at on that, Big? Hey, in our day, I got to tell you, you bring up something. There was a lot more, I felt, heavy lifting, more body lifting because of all the shots you took. You need to kind of have that self-preservation, and you included, Kyle, where more it's bands and dumbbells and this and that. I'm like, well, how are you protecting yourself? I just got done watching The Quarterback on Netflix. You'd love that, Kyle. The shots the shots that Kirk Cousins was taking and Mahomes and Mariota, and those guys lift, they work out, they run, and I thank God, because how do you sustain that for 17 games and maybe 3 or 4 more to a Super Bowl? You got to grind with the free weights, I feel.
Yeah, you know what? To your point, this series is incredible. Anybody that hasn't watched it, I recommend just the amount of work and preparation and what they have to do to get ready physically and mentally for a game on Sundays. I mean, you have, no idea. To me, look, here's what's impressive. People think Patrick Mahomes goes out there and it's schoolyard, backyard football where he just kind of runs around and throws a football. One, his film study and game preparation is off the charts. But 2, he is going through full, heavy, difficult workouts 2 days before games. I mean, his Friday workouts with his private trainer. I mean, he's getting it. And this isn't just, week 1, 2, 3 when your body still feels good. This was on a high ankle sprain right before the Super Bowl or right before the AFC Championship game. Like, anybody. You probably hear this all the time, Manuch. Like, I probably could have made it if I didn't have this injury, or I could have done it if this happened. Like, I mean, you're giving up almost all of your life to the game to be dedicated, and it's not a 9-to-5 job where you check out when you get home. When you get home, you're still doing things to recover, to take care of your body mentally. You know, Kirk Cousins mentally studying how to recite back the plays while he's driving home, and it's absolutely incredible the time and the commitment that any NFL player, if they want to sustain a career, that they have to have, but quarterbacks in particular.
Kyle Vanden Bosch is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Kyle, if that's the case, how difficult is it in today's game where now you have incorporated Thursday night games? Ooh. Does that just double the pain and the preparation prior to that Thursday night game?
And they showed that Minnesota clip with them having to go play Thursday. They did a whole lot of nothing for 3 days, Kyle.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. I played 3 seasons in Detroit, so we always had the early window on Thanksgiving. And it's walkthroughs, but it's again, talk about, what's pretty incredible. And Kirk Cousins talked about this. Like, there's days you wake up on a Monday and you don't know how you're going to do it the next Sunday, but by Friday you can flip a switch and you feel great by game day. It's just amazing what the human body can do to heal itself in that short amount of time. But the turnaround from a Sunday to a Thursday is so difficult, particularly, even playing in the early window. I was fine playing on a Thursday, but just give me the afternoon, give me a few more hours to get my body warmed up for this Thursday game, and I felt like I'd have been better. It's like, every extra minute, every extra second you get to recover for that next game. It's just a constant battle of trying to get your body ready for the next week. And the fact that I believe teams could potentially play multiple Thursday games this year, get flexed into a Thursday. It's man, that's it's hard, and it's honestly it's not safe. I understand, the NFL to a large degree cares more about viewership and revenue than they do player safety, but I think it's something that will be addressed in the next collective bargaining agreement, because it's not safe for the players.
It's always great, pal, when you take time with us. Have a great weekend. Try to stay cool in 118 degrees.
Yeah, right. That's not happening.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
We'll see you, pal.
Okay.
There you go. Kyle Vanden Bosch. He's all brought to you by All City Towing, and All City Towing continuing to grow, and they are looking for you. That's right. If you need a new gig that pays well and has terrific benefits, get online right now and go to allcitytowing.com and hit careers. That's allcitytowing.com/careers. They have excellent pay and wonderful benefits, including a 401k where they have a 50% match option. You can't go wrong. It's fun. You're out in the vehicle having a great time. It's allcitytowing.com and hit careers. Check them out. If you want that new job, they've got one for you. Just go to allcitytowing.com for more information. Hey, everybody, coming up, we're going to do more Cardinal conversation and NFL talk. That's right, Arizona Central, Arizona Republic. Bob McManaman will be our guest. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
OASU football players were named to the preseason All Pac-12 first or second teams, while a pair of U of A players made the second team. MLB has assumed control of the Diamondbacks TV broadcast from Diamond Sports Group effective today. In the team series opener with the Braves, the Coyotes are still under contract with DSG. Ex-forward Alex Galchenyuk will participate in the NHL's Player Assistance Program following last week's arrest in Scottsdale for a hit and run. The police report said he made violent threats towards the officers. The Mercury start the second half of the season as they take on the Sun. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
Tonight, look for mostly clear skies, temperatures dipping down to around 93. And then for your Wednesday, a hot day with temperatures topping out close to 116 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with savings on select Vostro, Latitude, and XPS PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get free shipping on everything. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Can we do it after this segment? Because I gotta head over to KFY as soon as we're done.
Repairs and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
You shivering in the cold or sweating buckets in the heat? Say goodbye to discomfort with the AC Doctors same-day heating or cooling installation service.
AC Doctors, the only doctors who still make house calls. How can we transport you in your comfort?
Help! I need a top-notch HVAC system installed pronto. Can you make it happen?
Absolutely. Our skilled technicians will make you feel just right before you can say perfect temperature.
Don't suffer any longer. Trust family-run AC Doctors with over 20 years of experience for prompt and efficient same-day installation. For year-round comfort, call the AC Doctors, 602-767-7435, or visit theacdoctors.com to make your perfect temperature our priority.
You don't need to get personal, like commercials make you cry. Get the State Farm personal price. Probably go to statefarm.com for a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Staples has big savings on everything you need for school. And right now, save up to $250 on select computers. At Staples, school savings are always in session. In-store only offer ends July 29th. See an associate for details. School on, save on at Staples.
Taking you inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with the Big Red Report. Each week, Arizona Republic's AC Central Sports' Bob McManaman joins Roc and Manuch to analyze the Cards and the rest of the NFL. Follow Bob on Twitter at AZBobbyMac. Now, here's Bobby Mack on Fox Sports 910.
Hey everybody, welcome back as we continue to roll till 4 o'clock today. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. Hanging out, of course, at the Barrio Queen in Glendale, right on Bell Road. 75th Avenue is where you can find us. It is Taco Tuesday and also an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Which brings us to the one, the only, Bobby Mack. And he joins us right now here on the show. By the way, you can follow Bobby on Twitter at AZBobbyMac. I wanted to make sure I got that in. Bobby, it's Jimmy B and Manuch. How are you today, kid?
Doing well, fellas. Doing well.
It is hot as blue blazes. How hot is it going to be next week when training camp opens for the Cardinals? Hot.
Well, thankfully it'll be inside, so it won't be that hot. But yeah, the temperature will be up because there's so many questions that need to be answered, and quite frankly, a lot of them aren't going to be answered during training camp or maybe even throughout the entire season. There's so many questions that this team is going to face, and not just roster or position battles, what the offense and defense